Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Steel Twins recording studio in the cherry capital of the world, Traverse City, Michigan. Introducing your hosts, the Cannonball, the Cannon, the Steel Twins.
What's up, everybody? It's Saturday night, and you know what that means.
That's right, folks. A special edition of voice acting on a Saturday night.
Yep, and I am wearing my Outside Blitz t-shirt. I recorded the latest episode of the Outside Blitz just this morning. Week 7 is underway. It's pretty much right around the corner. So that episode is live on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. And they are a staunch supporter of this gaming channel. Go give them a listen. I'm on there, as well as the fabulous Scotty Freetown and the bootleg better. Hey, who better to be? But tonight, we are going to continue the episode known as Turnabout Revolution. And just in case you missed out on last week, kids, or this past Wednesday, Apollo Justice and Phoenix Wright faced each other in court over whether the relic that Apollo found in a cave somewhere was known as the Founder's Orb or the Crystal of Amy Faye. And throughout this trial, we found out that the doctor that was the archaeologist that was researching the artifact was murdered. It wasn't an accident, it was murder. And it turns out our Paul Atichion-Wimperson, worst name ever, is the culprit, or was the culprit. He is now off in jail, and the Founder's Orb has been identified and given to Dhurke Sadmati of the Defiant Dragons, which it's kind of ironic. They're supposed to be these rebels, these dangerous rebels, but turns out the Khura'in regime is they're not doing things quite up to snuff here. But the thing is, Phoenix Wright's hands were tied. Can you tell us why?
Well, because his former assistant Maya Fey has been held hostage by the mastermind of this whole ordeal, whoever that may be.
Yep, so it's politicians' benefactor, it's whoever's. I mean, there's something going on in the background here, and someone's pulling the strings, and we're gonna get one step closer to finding out exactly who that is. So the gang is gonna jump in a plane and head back to Khura'in now, and that's where we catch up. So, folks, let's just go ahead and break out the water. If you have a cap to your bottle or a pin on your drink, you go ahead and pull that pin back or twist that cap off and package. What time is it?
It's time to hydrate.
Cheers.
Cheers. That feels good.
That's good stuff.
Drink tea oil. Drink more water. The more water you drink, the better you'll feel.
Drink.
Yeah,
I remember that commercial. Live, scene,
and away we go.
And that humming's going on again. Well, it's either the PlayStation or it's the computer tower. One or the other.
I hear it too.
It could be the tower because, again, we're running some processing power here because we're streaming.
Yes.
So I'd like to figure out a way to cancel.
Yeah, we may have to consult a sound expert for that.
For noise canceling or something, but noise reduction. How about this? Hold on. So I don't know if that's going to fix anything or if that's even going to make us sound better. Hang on one second. Fix anything? Or if that's even going to make us sound better. Hang on one second. Stop. You know what? I think we might be onto something here, package.
Okay. Here we go. Open those doors. We're going to load that game, and we're going to continue. Turnabout Revolution.
Lock 'em and load 'em, ladies. It's go time.
More like, shut up, clock in, and load up.
Goddamn right.
Okay, so Oh, this thing's... Here we go. We are still... It's May 17th, and we are still at District Court, the defendant lobby, number 3. What do you mean Miss Faye is still being held hostage? And who is this mastermind?
Paul Atichion-Wimperson was nothing more than a puppet. His benefactor was the one pulling strings, but I have no idea who they are.
So all we know is it's the person he was trying to give the orb to?
Right. He was just following orders. Whoever it is, it seems they really want to get their hands on the orb.
So then Miss Faye's abduction is the work of the so-called benefactor too?
Right again. Whoever they are, they're in Khura'in, along with Maya.
I wonder who they could be.
Right. This Maya, the spirit medium you've been talking about. She wouldn't happen to be that bun-haired young lady you defended back in Khura'in. That's her. Why do you ask? I see. I think I know what's going on here. I've got good news for you, right? Maya is somewhere safe. That much I'm sure of. I'm afraid you've lost me. So that's who the little snot's patron is. It's all starting to make sense. That fool has no idea I'm here in the States with you all.
Dhurke, you mind filling us in?
Yes, please.
Uh-oh. Ring, 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 get your phone.
No caller ID. I wonder who's calling. Hello?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, yes? Let me start by thanking you for taking such good care of my subordinate.
Who is this?
I believe you know me as Mr. Atichion's benefactor.
Sounds like you're using a voice changer or something to disguise himself.
Where's Maya? Is she safe?
I had my ears on today's proceedings. What a shock it was to hear that the key to solving the orb's riddle is a spirit medium. I admit, I did not see that coming.
Wait, did they plant a listening device in here somehow?
Nevertheless, don't think for a minute that it will guarantee Maya Faye's safety. She is not the only medium within my reach, you see.
You harm a hair on Maya's head, and you'll have to answer to me. Right. Give it here a sec. Wait! Hey there. How's it going, stranger?
Who is this?
Why, it's your friendly neighborhood dragon. I just happened to be in the U.S. on a little trip. Minister of Justice, Inga Karkul Khura'in.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no! What? Inga? What? Maya's kidnapper?
Is Khura'in's Minister of Justice?
Makes sense to me.
Oh, God.
Dhurke, is that you dirty turncoat? What in blazes is going on here?
Oh, you know, just popped over to the States for a little R&R. But enough about me, Inga. That was a poor excuse for a bluff you pulled just now. We both know your threats are as empty as your head. You can't lay a hand on Maya Faye, and I do mean that literally.
What is he talking about?
You can kiss your chances of getting the orb goodbye.
Maya Faye ain't my only, how should I say, insurance, you know, Dhurke.
What?
I got someone dear to you right in the palm of my hand, see? Now that one, well, you can imagine what kind of things I could do, right?
Huh.
Glad you're saying things my way. Meet me at Amar's tomb tomorrow, 3 p.m. sharp. You better come along. Got it? If all goes well, Orbs, all you need to get my Faye back.
Dhurke, what's going on?
You heard him. I have to get back to Khura'in at once.
What? Why?
No time to explain.
But are you even going to make it? What if there are no seats left on the next flight? Plus, you're a wanted man. They're not going to just let you get on the plane.
Let me worry about that, Mr. Justice.
Oh, no. Edgeworth! Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth! What are you doing here?
Taking care of the hostage situation.
Oh, now that you mention it, Pearl did say that she saw you around the Khura'in village.
I had him look into a few things while I was on my way back from Khura'in, including Maya's situation, of course.
I was astonished to hear she was still in Khura'in earlier, but it explained why I found no connection between her and Mr. Atichion.
Sorry to interrupt, but going back to the plane situation,
I've taken the liberty of chartering one for us. It's ready to take off at any time, and I will do what's necessary to hide the fact that Dhurke Sakmati is on board.
wow! Must be nice to be Chief Prosecutor.
Right, we have no time to lose. We must head for Khura'in at once.
Right.
I'm going too. After all, you're bound to need my help. No fair. I want to go too.
This isn't a vacation, Trucy. Besides, I'll need you to hold down the fort.
But Daddy.
Guess I should also only bring what's necessary. Sorry, Trucy, but would you mind holding on to this stuff for me?
Unnecessary evidence foisted onto Trucy.
Fine. But you better bring me back something just because more of... Fine. But you'd better bring me back something just besides just more evidence.
Excellent. Now let us make haste to Khura'in.
Oh boy, here we go.
Boy.
And that's how our sudden trip to the Kingdom of Khura'in began. I never imagined I'd return to the country of my youth under such circumstances, though.
Flight 9 has cleared for landing.
So, let me get in a cutscene?
Maybe.
No, not quite. May 18th, 2:30 p.m. Temple. That was a long flight. It's already 2:30 in the afternoon. Talk about cutting it close. The Kingdom of Khura'in. This is no time to reminisce, but I gotta say, this place sure brings back memories.
Hurry up, Apollo.
Right behind you.
Amara's tomb is located in the courtyard of Garan Palace. We should have just enough time to get there.
Then let's sprint there. Think you can keep up, Apollo?
Sure, no sweat.
I'll contact the royal family and the local police and inform them of our arrival.
Thanks, Edgeworth.
All right. Any ideas?
Sure.
I know you probably want to reminisce and all, but there's no time for that right now.
You're right. We gotta get to Omar's tomb where Miss Faye is being held captive. Let's go, go, go.
Move.
May 18th, 2:45 p.m. Garan Palace. Royal Residence.
There's a pot spilled and there's footprints. What's going on here?
What was it made for all the running and climbing and near drowning I've done this week?
It's 2:45. Only 15 minutes left.
See that cylindrical building rising in the distance? That's Amara's tomb.
Amara. Wasn't that the previous queen? The one who was assassinated?
Yes, and I'm the one they pinned it on.
It will take a few minutes to get to the tomb from here.
So, you have returned, Bobhead.
Uh-oh.
I've seen her before on the news. If I remember correctly, this is the Crown Princess Rafa Padma Khura'in.
What are you people doing here? This is the royal residence. Commoners are not allowed entry without permission.
A prosecutor from the States should have already called and requested permission for us to enter. As to why we're here, Your Benevolence, have you seen Minister Inga?
If you seek my father, I just saw him heading toward Amar's tomb.
Was he with anyone? You know, like some shady-looking underlings or something?
No, he was alone. Why do you ask?
Looks like she has no idea about Miss Faye's abduction.
Or the fact that Dhurke Sadmati is standing 10 feet from her.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Yikes.
You hear that? I think we have company.
Right, left, right.
Bow down before her glory!
Her Eminence Queen Garan, Grand Priestess of Khura'in, approaches!
Huh? Garan?
Ah, it's...
Queen Garan! Guards, surround Amara's tomb at once.
Yes, Your Eminence.
Keep
Oh,
an eye on
boy.
her. What's she doing? Is she gonna help us?
Hell no, she's not.
I don't know.
Excuse me, Your Eminence. So, our bobbed-haired lawyer returns. May we presume you are here for Maya Fey, the spirit medium who has been abducted? Yes, you may. Allow us to apologize for the criminal actions of our husband. Oh, no need to apologize for him. Honestly, Inga, abducting a guest in our country? How could you?
Father, abducted someone?
Your Eminence, what about those soldiers over there? They are the Garan Royal Guard, soldiers who serve the crown and no other.
Royal Guard?
They are an elite force selected from only the most loyal and outstanding of our subjects.
And why have you ordered them to surround the tomb?
The police will not come if it is my husband who is committing the crime. We shall have to storm the tomb and take Minister Inga into custody ourselves.
What? You mean...
Wait a second.
Why does this smell like a cover-up?
It's more like plot with a capital P-U.
Uh-huh.
Garan, no! His hostage is in there!
Dhurke! How dare you set foot in the palace? Have you come to turn yourself in?
Uh-oh. Listen, we need to call a truce for now.
Garan Royal Guard, seize this... Garan Royal Guard, seize this traitor of the crown.
As you wish, Your Eminence.
Resist and you die.
Wait a second.
Hold it.
Hold it. Slow down now, Garan. I'm here to conduct a hostage exchange. But if you take me in now, Maya Fey is as good as dead.
A hostage exchange? And why would he choose to do such a thing with you?
We can talk about that later. Right now, I need to get in there before it's too late. If I can't resolve this in 20 minutes, you can storm the palace. Now then, if you'll excuse me.
Oh boy. Dhurke, wait. Guards, allow the insurgent Dhurke Sadmati to pass.
Bobhead, you have some explaining to do.
Right. Well, while we're waiting here, Apollo, why don't you explain the situation?
What? Me?
Leave nothing out, Hornhead, or I'll dehorn you where you stand.
Hornhead? She doesn't waste any time coming up with nicknames. What's the attitude? Her father's the one who abducted Miss Faye. All right, talk to her. Hostage taken by Inga.
Did my ears deceive me, or did I hear talk of my father abducting someone?
Oh, you heard right. He abducted Maya Faye and...
Insolent fool!
Pardon my rudeness.
A gentle soul such as my father could not possibly have committed such a crime.
Gentle? You think he's gentle?
I'm afraid it's true, Your Benevolence. He's holed up in that tomb as we speak.
Really? I find this difficult to believe. Oh, why would he do such a thing?
Inga Khura'in. Your Benevolence, you saw your father heading toward the tomb?
I did. I was over on that veranda, deep in thought, when I saw him hurrying toward the tomb. I'd say it was about 10 minutes ago.
Why was he rushing? Maybe he was worried he'd be late? Did you see anyone else heading for the tomb?
I saw no one else after he entered.
So, Mr. Inga and Miss Faye are the only ones in there besides Dhurke?
Who knows? But I wouldn't be surprised if he had a minion or two with him.
Dhurke, I sure hope he's all right. It's only been 5 minutes? Feels like an eternity.
Patience, Apollo. Patience.
All right, I think we're ready.
May 18th, 3:20 p.m. So it's been 20 minutes. Khura'in Palace, Royal Residence.
It's been almost 20 minutes. What's taking Dhurke so long?
The appointed time has come. Our royal guard shall now storm in.
Can't you wait just a little longer?
No, we cannot. Every second we wait puts the hostage's life in even more danger. Therefore, we see no alternative but to order our guards to storm in.
But that'll put Miss Faye's life in danger too.
Guards, storm the tomb and seize Minister Inga, along with the insurgent Dhurke Sadmadi.
Yes, Your Eminence. What? Dhurke's under arrest too?
Naturally. That traitorous snake assassinated my predecessor, Queen Amara. Now go! Seize them both!
Rah! We're going in! Follow me, men!
For her eminence, Udihara Garan! Uh-oh.
I hope no one gets hurt.
Me too.
Your Eminence! What the? Why are they running back out?
What is the meaning of this?
Something terrible has happened. Dhurke, the minister, he's dead.
Whoa, 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 what? What? Minister Inga is dead? What? This?
What? Apollo, quick! I'm right behind you.
No one enters without... Ugh. Come, let us see what has transpired.
Yes, Your Eminence.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
May 18th, Khura'in Palace, Amara's tomb.
Where's Dhurke?
Apollo, over there.
Dhurke?
What the hell? He's standing there with a knife in his hand.
No. Dhurke! What? What have you done?
Apollo?
Look!
So it is Minister Inga who has fallen. Guards, seize this murderous man at once!
Yes, Your Eminence! Surrender now or perish, rebel scum!
No, wait! Don't stop moving. I can't breathe. Stop it.
Dhurke! They're taking him away! Dhurke just threw something at me! Wait! This is the... Is he telling me to keep it safe? Nick? Is that you?
Maya, are you all right?
Dhurke, he saved me. I feel exhausted. I can't keep my eyes open.
Yeah. Maya, get over here. You're clear.
Minister Inga, the man behind Miss Faye's abduction, has been killed. And Dhurke was arrested for his murder. So it wasn't the abduction of Maya Fake, was sudden and unexpected resolution. With this, the curtain fell on the minister. But things were far from over.
Oh God.
Yikes, bro. This is bad.
This is really bad.
May 18th, Grand Palace, Royal Residence. Oh boy, I can imagine what this daughter's thinking.
Apollo, what happened?
I can't say for sure, but from what I can tell, it seems Dhurke has killed Minister Inga.
What? You think he did it to save Miss Faye?
Most likely, but who knows? I'm really confused right now.
My father, this cannot be. I must see for myself.
Your benevolence, we cannot allow you to pass.
Fools, stand aside.
Forgive us, but we have direct orders from Her Eminence Queen Khura'in.
Father, oh Father. Dhurke, you will pay for this.
Apollo, let's go regroup somewhere.
Yeah. Dhurke, it wasn't really you that did it, right?
It looks pretty goddamn obvious. I mean, he's standing there with a knife in his hand.
May 18th, Temple.
How the heck is he gonna get out of this one?
Oh boy.
Are you okay, Apollo?
Yeah.
Edgeworth's speaking with the local police, so let's sit tight until he returns.
Okay.
I know you must be in a state of shock right now, but I need you to stay with us, Apollo.
He's right. I can't go to pieces now. Thanks, Mr. Wright. I'll be fine. All right. Okay, May 18th, Temple, yet again. Da-da-da-da. Right, Mr. Justice. I'm afraid I have some bad news. It looks like things will only get more complicated from here.
Yeah, no shit.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, what's happening with Dhurke? As I understand it, he has been officially charged with the murder of Minister Inga. He has? However, I did manage to get his permission to investigate the crime scene, and I expect we'll be allowed to visit Mr. Sadmati shortly. Thank you. I'm sure glad Prosecutor Edgeworth is here with us. Also, it just so happens that Detective Skye is here in Khura'in, so I have asked her to assist us with our investigation. What? What's she doing here? It seems Prosecutor Sadmati has grown quite fond of her. He's been ferrying her around all over the place. A few days here, a few days there. They've almost become a team of sorts. Despite what Nayuda says, it seems he thinks highly of Emma's skills.
So what now, Apollo?
I think I'll go pay Dhurke a visit at the detention center.
I want to go check in on Maya at the hospital. What about you, Athena?
Well, if there's footwork to be done, I better stick with Apollo and give him a hand.
Very well. Then I will accompany Wright. Okay, we'll go our separate ways for now.
All right. If anything comes up, you have my cell number.
Yep.
Do you know your way around here, Apollo?
It's been over 10 years since I left, but I'll try not to get us hopelessly lost. All right.
I think we're going to move to the detention center.
I think so.
Yep. May 18th, detention center, visitor's room.
Oh boy. How could it have come to this?
Apollo, here to see your old man, are you?
Dhurke, are they done interrogating you?
Nope, the fun hasn't even started. I imagine they'll really rake me over the coals, though.
I don't even want to think about how harsh their interrogation method will be.
Yeah, but that's nothing compared to what they'll do if they find him guilty.
They've branded me a terrorist who killed the previous queen, and now the justice minister. If found guilty of these crimes, I'll be facing a very public execution.
For public execution? This is worse than I thought.
Come on, son. Turn that frown upside down. You'll jinx us. Soon as I get out of here, I'll take you to this tasty hash house I know.
I'd like that. I really need to focus on what happened. Time to switch to work mode. Dhurke, can you tell me what happened? Oh, and there's also something I want you to take a look at.
Oops.
Check it out.
Bastard. So what does he want to look at? This? Or the orb?
Probably
What's
the
this?
orb.
I see you got it safely out of the tomb.
Why did you just throw it at me like that?
I want you to listen carefully, son. The orb must not fall into Khura'in's hands. Not ever.
I thought Minister Inga was the one who was after it. He was the one who lent it to Professor Buff to study, after all. So haven't you exposed this crime now?
I have, but there's more connected to this relic than meets the eye. Much more. Uh-oh. And whatever it is, I can't help feeling that it could turn this entire kingdom upside down.
You said something like that before. Looks like Dhurke's intuition is at it again.
Khura'in will do anything to retrieve this. So guard it well, son. At least until tomorrow's trial.
All right, let's talk to him.
There you go. There it is.
The internet. Dhurke, what happened in there? You didn't really kill Minister Inga, did you?
Well, the thing is, I really don't know.
Oh, come on.
Wait a second.
Man.
I remember seeing the mural of the founder right as I entered the tomb. But I got all dizzy immediately after that.
Really?
Is that right?
The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bloody knife in my hand and covered in Inga's blood.
Oh.
So you don't remember meeting with him?
No. Last thing I remember after entering the tomb is feeling really dizzy.
There's no way he can explain what happened if he can't remember anything.
Yeah.
I suppose there's no getting out of this one.
But we can't give up yet.
I was just messing with you, son.
Well, stop. It's not funny.
Sorry.
Sheesh. Nothing seems to faze him. Not even being arrested for murder.
This is gonna be one tough case, Apollo. Not only have I been charged with Inga's murder, but I've also been charged with Amara's assassination from 23 years ago.
You're on trial for 2 charges?
Khura'in is practically licking her chops just thinking about my public execution. Guess it means we can't afford to lose our heads, huh?
I don't know how you can laugh at a time like this.
So, son, I take it you'll be defending me at my trial?
Of course. You can count on me.
That's my boy. Looks like your nerves are as steely as those vocal cords of yours.
Cord steel, baby.
Yep. After all, you've got the Defense Culpability Act to contend with, too.
Oh, right. So if you're found guilty, then I'll be charged with the same double homicide, huh?
Don't tell me you forgot about that.
I'll be fine. I just have to make sure we win this one. Oh, God.
You sure? Because you don't sound very fine.
Apollo? What was that about an assassination 23 years ago?
23 years ago.
Yeah.
About that incident 23 years ago. That was when the previous queen, Amara, was assassinated, wasn't it?
Yes. Someone set her private residence on fire.
Oh. Was it the same douchebag that set, what's her?
Army Buff's apartment?
Army Buff's apartment on fire?
I don't think so.
I doubt it. I mean, I'm looking for connections everywhere. It's Ace Attorney, for Christ's sake.
She lost her life in the ensuing blaze.
And you were arrested for the crime?
Why would they arrest you, Mr. Sadmati? Weren't you just a lawyer back then? What relation could you have had with the queen?
About that. Amara was, well, she was my wife.
What? What? You mean to tell? Holy shit. Okay. What? Okay. So that would have made him the king of Khura'in then.
That explains the birth of Nayuta Sadmati.
Oh my god. He's the crown prince.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Yikes.
God almighty.
I may not look the part, but I was once husband to a queen. In short, I was royalty.
What? No way! Are you saying you won the heart of the reigning queen?
Come on, you're talking to a guy who honed his prowess against witnesses on the stand. Even a queen is no match for this dragon's glare.
Wow, you're really something else.
So was a verdict ever reached, Dhurke?
I acted as my own attorney and won. Until I was accused of fabricating evidence, that is. Then it all went south.
Now, where have I heard a story like that before?
What happened after that?
I made a run for it.
You ran? But why?
I didn't kill Amara, and I didn't fabricate any evidence. But if I had stuck around for a retrial, I'd have been found guilty for sure. I couldn't allow that to happen. Amara's true killer would never face justice if I did. So I left my law practice behind and went underground.
But that was 23 years ago. Are you telling me that after all these years, you still haven't discovered the truth?
Yeah. The fact that it was an arson means that the crime scene was reduced to ashes. There is little in the way of evidence left. It's just been brick wall after brick wall.
I guess that means it's all up to me to figure it out, huh? Along with Minister Inga's murder, of course. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Come on, son, don't look so down. With you on the case, it'll work out somehow.
I hope he's right.
Say, son, do you remember my office?
Sure. I remember that messy, dimly lit room.
The file I've amassed on Amara's assassination is kept there. I think it might help you on this case. Do you remember how to get there?
Let me think. I recall going in through a manhole. How can I not, Dhurke? I hated how I always got so dirty getting there. And that stench. That old case is important too, but I should probably focus on the minister's murder first. I'm afraid your time is up. Huh? I'm afraid your time is up. Nayuta! It's time for the prisoner's interrogation. So be gone, you putrid-headed, criminal-abetting lawyer. Wait! Don't tell me! You're the prosecuting attorney?
What? But that would mean...
Is there a problem here? You bet there is! He's your father! And your point is...
My relation to the accused is irrelevant. The fact remains, I am a prosecutor.
No, that's not what I don't think I'm getting through to him.
Nayuda, long time no see, son. How have you been? Look, I hear you've been serving Khura'in. Rather faithfully, in fact. Whatever happened to our dream of taking her down and changing this country, son?
The past is the past.
What do you mean? Why are you doing this?
It's simple. People change. The Nayuda you knew exists no more.
Listen, son, I don't know what made you change like this. But you're still my boy, even if you prosecute my case. The rest of the Defiant Dragons and I eagerly await your return. Whenever you're ready, we'll welcome you back with open arms.
As I said, I moved on. Let us waste no more time. Flowers do not blossom simply from talk of the past.
Nayuda, why do I get the feeling there's something he wants to say but can't?
Guard, move the accused to the interrogation room.
Yes, sir. This way, you rebel scum.
Oh, watch it. Not so rough, will you?
Nayuda, is he seriously going to prosecute his own father?
All right. Any ideas? Well, whatever. I think we're moving.
Yep, I think we're moving back to Amara's tomb.
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay.
May 18th, Khura'in Palace, Amara's tomb. So this is a tomb of Amara, the previous queen of Khura'in. It's really lavish. I guess you could say it's fit for a queen.
Is the face that's sworn in that mural over there Amara?
No, that's the Holy Mother. She's the one who brought its spirit channeling to Khura'in.
Oh, right. The woman in the orb.
Oh, it's you two, getting right down to business,
Oh, it's you two. Getting right down to business, I see.
Although this could be Emma. Let's find out. Yep.
Oh,
It's you.
oh, it's you two. Getting right down to business, I see.
Hi, Emma. We heard you give us a hand if we needed it.
Yep. Mr. Edgeworth asked me to help where I could. So, it's been quite a while since you've been back in Khura'in, I hear.
Yeah, more than 10 years, in fact.
Well, you sure didn't waste any time. I mean, you're already mixed up in a murder. You're as big a trouble magnet as Mr. Wright.
Please don't say that. My luck's already bad enough as it is.
Emma, I hear Prosecutor Sadmati has requested your services again. He seems to have really taken a liking to you. You mean his ephemeral holiness? I don't mind that he approves of me and my abilities. It's just, his people skills need some serious work. But when he manages to smile and compliments my work, it's hard to say no. Plus, working on investigations with a few days with no days off, that's been tough, and the lack of sleep's been brutal on my skin. To make matters worse, the defendant in this case is someone I know. I mean, how could this get any worse?
Sounds like they got one complicated prosecutor-detective relationship going on.
Plus, working on investigations overseas is a priceless experience. But flying back and forth between here and home every few days with no days off, that's been tough, and the lack of sleep has been brutal on my skin. To make matters worse, the defendant in this case is someone I know. I mean, how could this get any worse?
Stalked her. The incident. Emma, have you determined the cause of death?
Blood loss from a stab wound. A single stab in the back was enough to cause the victim to bleed to death. The estimated time of death is 3 p.m., which is when Dhurke came onto the scene.
Inga's autopsy report added to the court record. Stabbed from behind, cause of death is blood loss. Time of death is approximately 3 p.m.
I mean, it's pretty accurate.
Any suspects besides Dhurke?
No, he, Maya, and the minister were the only ones here, and Maya had been tied up until she was freed by the Queen's Royal Guard.
Could someone have been hiding somewhere in here?
Not likely. I was told this tomb was searched from top to bottom right after the murder. And during that time, the Royal Guard set up a perimeter to prevent anyone from escaping. In other words, the crime scene was completely sealed off? It would appear so.
No way for a third party to escape without being spotted, so... Great. It's another one of those convoluted locker room mysteries. The victim.
Alright, do you think? No.
About the victim, Minister Inga. He was the kingdom's Minister of Justice, correct?
Yes, Inga Khura'in was the second most powerful figure in Khura'in. Plus, he was married to the Queen.
Seems strange that someone of his status would abduct someone.
Apparently, he only told a few of his most loyal subordinates about his plan. That way, there was little chance of the police or even the Queen finding out.
What was Inga hoping to gain by getting his hands on the orb?
That I don't know, but I'm working on it.
I wonder if it really was what Paul Atichion-Wimperson said. I must deliver it to my benefactor at all costs.
What do they want that relic for anyway?
It's something to do with an old legend. My patron seeks a great power said to be granted to whoever solves its secret.
A great power that is said to be bestowed on whoever solves the orb's secret. In Khura'in, only those who can channel spirits are said to be fit to rule. Is that why Inga wanted such power? Did he want to be king? Alright, Amara's tomb. So this is the tomb of the previous queen?
Yes, Queen Amara was laid to rest here. She lost her life in an arsonist's blaze. What a tragic end. I heard this tomb sits on the actual site of her residence before it was burned down. They built it on the same spot so her soul could rest in peace.
So this is where the fire happened, huh?
Why do you think Minister Inga was holding Miss Faye captive here? It's the perfect spot, if you think about it. It's close to his private quarters, which made it easy to keep an eye on his prisoner. And the courtyard is only open to the royal family, so he had little fear of prying eyes. Plus, the tomb is normally locked, and only the royal family is allowed access. So that's why he picked this place.
How long had Miss Faye been held captive?
About 6 days.
Really? That long?
It appears that she was severely weakened by her prolonged confinement. She passed out as soon as she was freed, and is now on an IV drip at the hospital. She's been asleep ever since. Poor Miss Faye. I hope she gets better soon.
Emma, do you mind if we start looking around?
Sure, I've already got the okay. Knock yourselves out. Oh, and here. It's a diagram the police drew of the tomb. I thought I'd give you a copy to help your investigation along.
Thank you. Tomb diagram added to the court record.
A diagram of the crime scene. Almara's sarcophagus is in the very center of the room.
Oh, and let me know if you need my forensic expertise. Don't you dare keep all the fun to yourselves, you hear?
You don't need to worry about that. Besides, I hardly classify this as fun. No shit, Sherlock.
All right, check it out. The very first thing I noticed, this statue's destroyed.
Look, one of the statues is broken.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to see from here.
Let's check it out when we get a little closer. Okay, here's the body outline. That's the murder weapon. Guess this is where Inga collapsed when he died. Better take a closer look. A cell phone and a pistol? Oh boy. So the minister was armed, huh?
That's a 4-shot pistol. He had it for self-defense, apparently. But it won't be firing anything anytime soon.
Huh?
He was carrying a broken gun around for show? No, we recovered a bullet here, which means the gun probably broke as the minister fired its last round. Thing is, the gun's chambers are all empty. Yet that one bullet is the only bullet we could find.
That is strange. Where did the other 3 go?
Maybe Dhurke ate them.
We can ask next time we see him. Just be ready for his particularly shocking answer.
Oh boy.
And it's cell phone. I wonder if this is Inga's cell phone.
It should be. His fingerprints are all over it.
You know if he talked with anyone recently?
There were a few calls logged between him and his underlings. They're all members of the secret police who are directly under the minister's control. You mean like spies?
I don't think that's quite it, huh? Shout out to Turnabout for Tomorrow. Remember that spy?
Yep.
Oh, God. I'll never forget that case. So, this is the murder weapon. Emma, did you find any prints on it?
Yep, and they were super clear. They belonged to one Dhurke Sadmati.
That's not good. Were there any others?
There was one more print from another individual, but it was too smudged to identify. It's probably an old print from someone else who handled the knife.
Oh. Yet another piece of unhelpful info to add to our ever-growing pile. Check the body outline itself. You've already taken the body away. It's kind of sad how familiar I've become with body outlines.
I have a photo of the body if you're interested.
That right there.
He was stabbed right in the back. Poor guy was practically skewered. What's he wearing on his arms? Those are the cuffs of justice. Seems to be a tradition here for the Minister of Justice to wear those forearm cuffs.
They look like they're made of a thick fabric, so I guess they aren't for protection.
Maybe they're for keeping his sleeves out of the way when handling documents.
Yeah, that's probably their original purpose. But over the years, the reason for wearing them was probably forgotten. So now, this is one of many traditional things that people do without knowing why.
Oh, I get it. Kind of like the way you roll up your kind of like the way you roll up your sleeves, huh?
Or your psychology, if we're going there.
I happen to know why I started, thank you very much.
Tomb crime photo added to the court record.
Photo of Inga's body. He was stabbed in the back with a knife.
Pretty clear cut. He was holding the gun when he died, so it looked like he was going to defend himself at some point, or tried to.
Now this is sarcophagus.
Wow. It's covered in blood.
With a blood spatter this large, it must have gotten all over the killer, too. Come to think of it, there was blood on Dhurke's clothes.
The circumstantial evidence points to Dhurke being the killer.
That's what I conclude if I were a cop, too. Why are things always so bleak for me? The sarcophagus is surrounded by a curtain. I bet someone could have hidden behind it.
True, but that's one of the many places the Royal Guard checked after storming in. Wow, they were really thorough. Yes, well, apparently one of their members loves mystery novels. He peered into every nook and cranny with an almost frightening amount of gusto. And when he was done, he said, "Very interesting. It's like one of those locked room mysteries."
Sounds like he's in the wrong line of work.
I wonder if that's the guy. He might, you know what? That sounds like an important detail. Like something you don't think about. But that dude is probably...
Is there something on the chair?
Yeah.
Miss Faye was apparently tied to this chair. Let's take a closer look. We should try to cover every angle possible here. Let's use the stick to change our perspective and take a careful look around.
I bet you didn't know, but I happen to be a bit of an escape artist myself. Choosy showed me how to do a rope escape trick.
Uh-huh. And why would you bother learning something like that?
Because we're always getting into trouble when working cases with Mr. Wright. So I thought it might come in handy someday.
Well, I guess you're right about that. Miss Fay could have definitely used that knowledge.
That's right. So now, you just sit right here and we'll get started.
What in the world gave you the idea I wanted to learn? Is something behind the chair?
Yes, blood.
Yeah, right there. Look, there's a blood stain on one of the chair legs.
Really? Hey, you're right. I completely missed that.
Let's move the chair so we can check under it. There's more blood under the chair leg.
I wonder what it's doing there. I have some luminol here. Why don't you do some testing around it?
Do it! Okay, well, what about the leg of the chair? What about the butt of the chair? Or the rope? Try the rope. Oh! Whoa! Look! Oh, it's
Look at
it's a
this.
blood trail.
Oh.
I haven't noticed that. The blood stain leads all the way to the sarcophagus.
Emma, is this Mr. Inga's blood? Hold on one second. Huh? That's strange. I didn't get a match.
So then, whose blood is it? Dhurke and Miss Fay weren't wounded as far as we know.
And the blood's been wiped up by someone for some reason.
Yeah, that's strange too. Mysterious blood stain added to the coin record. An unidentified blood stain from Mars tomb was already wiped up and does not belong to the victim.
Well, I'll be damned. And it doesn't belong to the supposed killer either. So, that's a proof that a third party was indeed in this place.
Oh man.
Oh,
I don't even know.
man.
I don't even know, man. The chair. Poor Miss Fay. She must have been tied up for this chair.
I can just imagine how much her backside must have hurt after sitting here for so long.
It would have been torture for you, I bet. I mean, you don't know how to sit still.
If by that you mean I like to stay active, then I have to agree with you.
Now, what else? What else should we be looking at? What is story telling us? We're gonna back up and we're gonna.
Here, I got an idea.
Oh yeah.
If we can get closer to that statue.
Oh yeah. One of the statues is broken. Let's take a closer look. Oh. Wait.
Oh, there's a glint. There's a
Glint down there. Might be a bullet hole. Something shiny down there. It's a pendant.
There's blood on it. I wonder who it belongs to. All we know is it's not the victims. No one in the royal family recognized it.
Emma, did you lift any fingerprints from it?
I did, but I wasn't able to get a clean one.
That's too bad.
But the blood turned out to be the victims.
That means it must have fallen here in the course of the murder. It might be Dhurke's. I should ask him about it later. Pink butterfly pendant added to the court record.
A pendant adorned with a pink butterfly. The fingerprint has yet to be analyzed, but the blood belongs to Inga. Oh.
What about that statue?
Yeah, of course.
This thing's more splintered. This thing is more splintered more than statue now.
This thing's more splintered than statue now.
Oh, sorry. This thing's more splintered than statue now.
The bullet from the victim's gun did a real number on it. It seems like something you'd get cursed for, you know?
In Minister Inga's case, I'd say getting her ticket punched is curse enough.
Yeah, but don't curses extend to the afterlife?
You need to stop taking what Nayuta says so seriously.
I'm perfectly capable of thinking for myself.
What's this?
I think that's a bullet.
Look! There's a bullet here!
It's from the pistol the victim was carrying. My guess is he tried to shoot his attacker but missed, and the bullet ended up here. We've already determined the rifling marks to be a match to his gun. Rifling marks? Aren't those... Oh, shall I explain? The science behind it is absolutely fascinating.
No, we're good.
Lawyers think they're so smart.
You do realize we can hear you.
Okay, look at this.
It's a Magatama, I think. Did it come from the broken statue?
Look, Apollo, there's another one. But the other statues only have one each.
Hey, you're right. Maybe the statue was special or something. Well, maybe, but what else is the story telling us? Now back out of there. Oh, that curtain. Someone could have hid behind these curtains.
Here, I'll go give it a try. Well, can you tell I'm hiding here?
No, I can't tell at all. That's it! That's the perfect hiding place!
We did it, Apollo! We solved the case!
I don't think so.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but the Royal Guard searched the tomb high and low right after they stormed in. And they said no one else was in here besides Mr. Inga, Dhurke, and Miss Faye.
Well, back to the drawing board, I guess.
My brilliant deduction destroyed in 3 sentences.
Quit your crying, Athena.
Well, you know something? It may not be, it may not be as doom and gloom as you think. Okay.
What's that Holy Mother picture thing?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the Holy Mother was painted here to watch over Amara's sarcophagus.
So it's like, this tomb is protected by the founder? That must be so reassuring to those she left behind.
Only one problem. They didn't pick the eyes she needs to do so. They didn't pick the eyes she needs to do said watching.
Come to think of it, she doesn't have a mouth to smile down on the tomb with either. It's actually kind of creepy. I wonder if being watched over by something like that gives the queen nightmares.
Hey, keep that up, and the founder just might come and watch over you too.
Jeez. All right, let's look at this.
There's a painting up there, but I can't see it very well from here. What's this?
Couple different paintings.
Huh.
Is this supposed to be Amara channeling a spirit?
It looks like the spirit of some country's sultan or something. And she seems to be conveying something to his retainers.
She's on fire!
This must be Amara's assassination as allegedly carried out by Dhurke. They really made him look evil.
This is the weirdest one of all.
Is that supposed to be Dhurke facing his punishment in the afterlife? Anyway, I guess that's the last one.
I guess we're supposed to see this as a happy ending.
Yeah, except nobody came out of this story happy. Alright. Now what's this sarcophagus? So this is Amara's sarcophagus. Let's take a closer look.
Hey, these curtains open, Apollo.
What's in there? It's one big sarcophagus.
They say the mummy of Amara, the former queen, rests inside.
A mummy, huh? Rats! It's locked!
Hey, don't touch that!
You mean we can't search inside it?
Not a chance. Besides, it's not something anyone tried opening anyway.
What are the real killers hiding inside?
Hey! Hey! Anyone in there? Don't do that! You're gonna get us cursed! Cursed? The queen likely bears a grudge toward the living after such a violent, painful death, so no one dares touch the sarcophagus for fear of incurring her wrath. Oh no, Apollo. What am I gonna do?
Don't look at me!
In any case, the sarcophagus is temperature controlled. It's kept really cold to preserve the mummy. So even if someone did decide to hide inside it, they would eventually freeze to death.
I see. Still, if they bundled up, I bet a person could hide in there for a little while.
And
What else are we looking at?
you know,
What else
some.
is the story telling us?
What about those troughs? There might be something in here.
It's full of ash. They must burn incense in here.
Incense.
Incense in here.
So I was wondering, Apollo, did the ash come from the incense sticks that were burned in this? Or do people put their incense in after there was already ash in here to hold them up?
Don't be silly, Athena. The answer's simple. The ash is a product of prayers from the countless visitors who came here. It's not a chicken or the egg kind of thing.
Oh, that's an interesting take on it. It's so much more poetic than mine.
Okay, what about the other side? There might be something hidden in there.
It's full of ash. My guess would be this is an incense burner.
Hey, look, Apollo. There's something in the ashes.
Let's see what it is.
Yeah, no.
Oh!
Look at that.
Is that a gemstone? Wonder what it's doing here.
I got this one covered, Apollo. Would you like to hear my brilliant theory?
Well, I guess it wouldn't do any harm.
You know how people make wishes by throwing coins into a fountain, right? Well,
You know, on second thought, I'm good.
what? You sure you don't need to hear my theory? I was just about to get to the good part.
Let's just ask Emma. That'll be much quicker. Excuse me, Emma. What's this gemstone doing here?
Oh, that. It's not a gem, it's a button, albeit a very expensive one from the victim's jacket. Must have fallen off and gotten in there somehow.
See? Every puzzle has an answer, Athena.
Well, I thought my idea was pretty good. Wait, what's with this soot? See here on the gemstone.
Hey, you're right. Gemstone added to the coordinate. Inga's button discovered in the ashes of the tomb's incense burners, caked in soot.
Interesting. Why is that, I wonder? We're done here.
I think we've covered just about everything. Maybe we should go over what we've learned so far.
For starters, we're dealing with a locked room murder. But instead of the tomb being locked, it was being cordoned off by the royal guard. And after the murder, no one was found to be hiding inside.
Right. In addition, we've also known that Dhurke's fingerprints are all over the murder weapon.
The curtain around the sarcophagus was drenched in the victim's blood on one side. The blood must have also gotten on the killer when he stabbed the minister from behind.
Dhurke had blood on him when the crime was first discovered. Unfortunately, he doesn't remember what happened. This is not good.
So, what we know so far is things couldn't be worse for our case, and it's still an understatement somehow.
Yeah, it's looking pretty grim.
Oh, if you two are done here, I'll have to ask you to leave. Go on, scoot.
Something wrong, Emma? Why are you trying to give us the boot?
It's just easier if you're not here when His Ephemeral Holiness arrives. Ah!
Uh-oh. Speak of the devil.
Prosecutor Samadi.
Detective Scott, it seems you've spoken at length with these two lawyers. I do hope you've also kept an eye on them.
Yes, of course. Like a hawk. They didn't touch a single thing.
Give a lawyer an inch, and they'll take a mile. Never forget that.
There's that look of distrust again. Hey, Nayuta, do you really believe that Dhurke's guilty? And are you seriously going to prosecute this case? I mean, he's your father. You were once part of the Defiant Dragons, weren't you? Hey, Nayuta, wait!
I said wait! Come on, Athena, after him!
Huh? Oh, right behind you.
Looks like we're gonna move.
We're moving to royal residence just outside the tomb. May 18th, Khura'in Palace. Royal residence.
What about those footprints?
Yeah, let's take a look at those.
We can. Nayuda, would you stop already?
What do you want?
It's about Dhurke. Would you please hear me out?
I fail to see why I should. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Hold it! Hold it! Nayuda! Are you afraid of what I might have to say? If not, then there's no harm in listening, right?
Very well. Speak. But make it quick. There is much I must do.
Why does everything have to be so difficult with you? All right, talk to me. Prosecuting Dhurke. So I know you'll be prosecuting Dhurke's case, but aren't there any other prosecutors in this country? Why does it have to be you?
Minutes. Queen Khura'in personally requested that I serve as prosecutor.
She did? Would make it hard to say no.
Her Eminence thinks highly of my prosecutorial skills.
Still, she didn't have to ask you to handle a case against your own father. Be honest. You really don't want to do this, do you?
You speak of love and sentiment.
I guess so.
We do not deny such human emotions, but law is law, and placing personal feelings above it is beyond reprieve. Do you disagree?
Well, no, I don't disagree, but
Civilizations only exist due to the confines of the law. Without them, love and sentiment would lack the fertile soil they need to flourish. Do you disagree?
no, but
The law must be obeyed. This truth sits above all else, including personal feelings. Therefore, whether or not I am the son of the accused is of no consequence. It is that simple, or would you say otherwise?
what?
Come on, Apollo. Tell him how wrong he is.
But don't you, wish it wasn't that way?
It appears I've wasted my breath on you.
And the winner is Prosecutor Sadmati.
Still spewing empty words devoid of meaning or consequence, I see. You putrid red pepper.
I know I'm right. But did he have to be so elegant about his point? It's like he's trying to cover something up with his pretty words.
Apollo, I cut back on the debates with him if I were you. Just stick to questions like the one you wanted to ask.
Who Dhurke cares about? Nayuda, I wanted to ask you about that hostage situation. Inga said he had someone dear to Dhurke in the palm of his hand, and he was using that person, along with his hostage, as leverage in obtaining the orb.
Huh. That's news to me.
Well, that's what Inga said. Excuse me.
You can kiss your chances of getting the orb goodbye.
My fate ain't my only, how shall I say, insurance, Dhurke.
What?
I got someone dear to you right in the palm of my hand, see? Now that one, well, you can imagine what kinds of things I could do, right?
Huh?
Glad you're seeing things my way.
I got the impression Dhurke had no choice but to follow Inga's demands after he heard that. So who do you suppose this special person is?
I wouldn't know.
Oh, he's hiding something, all right. My bracelet's reacting. Hey, Nayuda, about what you just said.
悟ら今おまんどもさましでたし抜けたれかせよそのか
What'd you say about my mama?
Ouch! My bracelet is crushing my wrist. Yeah.
Ouch! That really hurts! What the heck's going on?
Wise to your tricks, you putrid pepper. That bracelet reacts to the anxieties of the people around you by squeezing your wrist. But now that I know how it works, I can make it tighten around your wrist anytime I wish. Consider this a warning.
I don't know how he did it, but this renders my bracelet useless.
Such devilry is powerless in the face of the Holy Mother's blessings.
Looks like your special power won't work against Prosecutor Sadmati, Apollo. We'll have to try something else.
You're right. We'll just have to ask Dhurke about this.
It appears.
Huh?
You intend to go through with a trial you have no hope of winning. Grow up, Mr. Justice. We are no longer children, you and
I'm not the one who needs to grow up, Nayuda. In case you didn't hear, I won my last case against none other than Mr. Wright.
You tell him, Apollo.
Is he mad? I can never tell with him.
This trial is different. Your foolishness will only earn you a death sentence for aiding and abetting a criminal. And those who die as criminals are doomed to be reborn in the next life as something lower than a bug or vegetable. You would be lucky to return to this realm as a patch of mold.
Mold? That's pretty harsh.
If you wish to avert such a fate, abandon this folly before it is too late.
I don't care if I end up as a dollop of blue cheese dressing in my next life. I'm going to defend Dhurke in court.
You fool. Know this. I intend to prosecute the accused with all my might. No matter what you say or do, consider yourself forewarned. If you will excuse me.
Prosecutor Sadmati knows his father will be publicly executed if he's found guilty, yet he won't show even an ounce of mercy.
Nayuda, is this the real you? Have you really changed? Do you really plan on sending Dhurke to his death? Do you even hear me? Don't Dhurke and I matter to you anymore? This ship runs deep, bro.
Really deep.
To be continued. Well, we're about 1 hour, 19 minutes in the stream, so what do you say?
What do you say?
We march forward! And if it's too late for you, you can just resign and I'll take it from there. But we don't need to, because guess what? It's the weekend, baby.
That's right. That's why we're doing this. So, now we're going to visit with Phoenix and Edgeworth.
Yes. See what Phoenix and Edgeworth are up to. May 18th. Temple.
Maya passed out right after we found her in the tomb.
I feel exhausted. I can't keep my eyes open.
She's been out cold ever since. We haven't been able to get a word out of her. The doctor said it's just exhaustion. But I can't help but worry.
What is it, Wright? Are you all right?
Yeah, just thinking is all. I'm glad you're here, Edgeworth. We wouldn't have gotten the permissions we have without you.
Well, they didn't come all the way to Khura'in to be useless. Speaking of the investigation, I received a few things from Detective Sky. These should prove to be useful to us as well. Inga's autopsy report added to the court record.
Stabbed from behind, cause of death, blood loss, time of death, product 3 p.m.
Tomb diagram added to the court
A
record.
diagram of the crime scene. Our mirror sarcophagus is in the very center of the room.
Tomb crime photo added to the court record.
Photo of Inga's body. I can't thank you enough, Edgeworth. Honestly, I'd have been so lost without him these past few days.
You there, the bobbed-head lawyer, Phoenix Wright.
Huh? Oh boy. You're from the Grand Royal Guard, right?
I am Lucky, World Guard member and Her Eminence's shoulder rubber.
Oh my God. That's very specific. And what does the royal shoulder rubber want with me? Wait, come to think of it, my shoulders are a bit stiff.
Don't be absurd! I am here for one purpose only. I am to bring you before Her Eminence, Queen Khura'in, Grand Priestess of Khura'in. Will you comply?
The Queen? What could she want with me? And why does he have to shout like that?
I can't fathom why Queen Khura'in would summon you, but I advise you to accept Her Eminence's gracious invitation. Royal shoulder lubber Lucky, was it? May I join Mr. Wright in his audience with the Queen? Raves Lucky, Allah apostrophe key, and all praise the omnipotent Queen Khura'in, for she has already foreseen and approved your request, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. You are both to come with me. You mean to say Queen Khura'in sees our every move? Yes, indeed. Her Eminence's spiritual power is immense. She can even see what's going on thousands of miles away. Right. I fear I'll lose my hearing next if we don't hurry.
Yeah, me too. Why would the Queen herself summon me personally? What could she possibly be up to?
I think we're gonna move.
Yeah, we're moving to the audience chamber.
Da-da-da-da-da, charge! May 18th, Iran Palace. Audience chamber.
I've been here before.
Blake King, hi! Welcome to the chat, my man.
Ah, the barbed-haired lawyer has arrived. We bid you welcome. And you as well, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. Thank you. Do they have guns around their waists, too? I thought I saw something like that.
I don't know.
Never mind. This place is still as magnificent as last time. We have heard much about you, Barbed One. It seems your bluffs and tomfoolery tend to leave our court devastated in their wake. Is that what people have been saying about me?
Right. Where are your manners? Your Eminence, I am both humbled and delighted to be in your presence.
Oh, Your Eminence, glad to be here. Looks like you're doing well. It is all right. There is no need to keep your head bowed all day.
Yes, Your Eminence.
Rafa's not looking too good. I guess even she can't just bounce back from her father's murder. So what can I do for you, Your Eminence? We wish to question you about something related to the case at hand. Perfect, because I have a few questions of my own.
Let's talk to her. Inga's crime.
We fear we do not fully comprehend what has transpired. So it is that we summoned you here to further elucidate the situation. Is it true that our husband Inga had been seeking the Founder's Orb? That's right. He wanted to trade a hostage for it. That's why he abducted Maya Fey.
Insolent fool!
Ow!
That is a lie! A lie, I say! Father would have never done such a thing!
But he did abduct Maya.
I will not stand here and listen to this nonsense! You will pay for this! You...
Ow, ow, ow! Please, your benevolence. That is quite enough, Rafa. We understand your feelings, but we fear he speaks the truth. For we believe we know why your father would do such a thing.
Huh?
We believe he was seeking the orb as a means of obtaining spiritual power. And with it, he intended to usurp the throne.
Mother...
What do you mean, Your Eminence? Inga was planning a coup, but he was dissatisfied with the current administration, and his secret police was the primary instrument of his treason. The secret police? They came up during the High Priest's murder trial, too. an elite force under the direct command of the Minister of Justice, in this case, Inga. The man who was hunting down rebels as Lady Kira was a member of that group. Indeed, Inga turned that once proud force into his own private army, and he intended on using them to launch a coup and assassinate us.
So your eminence had no control over them?
As much as it shames us to admit, Khura'in is not the unified realm it would appear to be. We are truly sorry you have had to witness the dirty underbelly of our kingdom.
How could Father?
But know that Inga could not have become king simply through our assassination. For in Khura'in, only those who possess spiritual power may sit on the throne.
I see. That explains why Minister Inga was seeking the Founder's Orb.
Barbed One, do you recall the man known as Peace, Love, and Understanding?
Oh, that douchebag.
What about him? He, too, was involved in Inga's machinations. Inga had bought his loyalty, ordered the man to steal the orb, and covered up the theft. And then he sent the orb to the U.S. for Dr. Buff to study. It's all coming together.
Dhurke the criminal.
The capture of the infamous villain Dhurke Sadmadi. It may prove to be the crowning achievement of our reign. Now perhaps the kingdom may return to the peace it once knew. Oh, what a joyous day.
It's Queen Dhurke, Grand Priestess of Khura'in. Her eminence spiritual power invoked a blessing straight from the Holy Mother.
I could see how her cronies would be elated at the prospect. But the queen herself seems almost giddy for someone whose husband was just murdered.
Father.
Rafe, on the other hand, doesn't appear to be taking it so well. About that incident that occurred 23 years ago, the one in which Dhurke was accused of assassinating Queen Amara. Yes, he set fire to her private residence, burning my dear sister alive. Murder by arson? Only a demon would be capable of such a heinous crime. That event has also set the stage for you to become queen. What did you do before you were crowned queen, Your Eminence? As part of our training to be queen, we served in many different governmental positions, the longest of which was as the previous Minister of Justice. It was in that position that we were best able to support our elder sister, Queen Amara. Interesting. That's her husband's position, or at least it was. And when you ascended to the throne, you passed the Defense Culpability Act.
Defense Culpability Act.
Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. What prompted you to pass something like the Defense Culpability Act, Your Eminence? The assassination of our dear sister Amara. When the infamous villain Dhurke Sadmadi was apprehended, he announced that he would act as his own lawyer. That's right. Dhurke used to be a lawyer. Dhurke had been an extraordinarily talented lawyer and highly esteemed by the people, but he falsified evidence in an attempt to win his own case. I see. But when the truth of his fabrications and the assassination of the Queen came to light, the people were devastated, and trust in the legal system plummeted.
Now, why does that sound so familiar?
Yeah, I wonder. In Khura'in, the Hall of Justice is a sacred space where victims receive their last rites. Should the people lose their faith in it, the kingdom would be shaken to its very core. That is why the Defense Culpability Act had to be passed. It was the only way to keep our legal system from tumbling into the abyss. So that's how you sought to eliminate the use of perjury and phony evidence, huh? But that law is what made lawyers go extinct in your kingdom. Now there's no one left to defend those who have been accused. We see how you could take issue with such a reality. However, we have not banned the act of lawyering itself. Those who are confident that they can prove their client's innocence are always welcome to mount a vigorous defense, as you yourself have shown. Well, I guess so, but without lawyers, there's the possibility of false charges being filed and prosecuted. So long as our prosecutors continue to run nothing but perfect trials, there needn't be fear of such nefarious dealings. Do you disagree?
Perfect prosecutors and their perfect trials, huh?
Let's not get started down this path.
Yeah.
No shit.
Furthermore, here in Khura'in, we have the divination seance. And so it is we no longer need lawyers, for the dead do not lie. Well, in the short time I've been here, I've beaten back false charges twice. And I found that cases built on the memories of the dead are less than perfect. So yes, I do take issue with the Defense Culpability Act, to say the least. Such relentless rhetoric. Your reputation precedes you, barbed one. It feels as if we ourselves were being cross-examined. Oh no, that wasn't my intention. It is true that some feel that the Defense Culpability Act is a necessary evil at best, but it is a small sacrifice upon which the peace of our kingdom has been forged.
If you consider executing innocent warriors a small sacrifice, then sure.
The fact is that following its passage, the crime rate here in Khura'in dropped markedly. Therefore, we have no regrets concerning the enactment of the Defense Culpability Act.
Really? None at all?
Right. Why don't we leave it at that? This isn't a court of law, after all.
Yeah. About the Founder's Orb that was to be exchanged for the hostage. It went missing after the murder. Would you happen to know anything about that? It's missing? I'm sure Dhurke had it when he went into the tomb. If it wasn't there, I have no idea where it could be, Your Eminence. In that case, then perhaps Dhurke has hidden it somewhere. Incidentally, there is the matter of that horned youth you were with. Oh, you must mean Apollo. From his odd hairstyle, may we assume him to be a relative? Perhaps your younger brother? No, you got it all wrong. He's Dhurke's son. Well, more like foster son. They're not actually related by blood. Dhurke's? Royal Guard!
Your Eminence!
Huh?
What's she whispering in that one guy's ear?
Thank you for your time. The two of you may go now.
Yes, Your Eminence. We'll be on our way.
Okay, now what? Apollo and Athena have the murder scene investigation covered, so maybe we should go speak with the locals over at the bazaar.
All right, then.
She's gonna send the guards after Apollo.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus.
I got a feeling this would
boy.
happen.
Yeah,
Yikes.
this is gonna get from bad to worse in a quick minute.
May 18th, Khura'in Bazaar.
Oh,
What? Is that a lion?
oh, that caught me by surprise too when I first heard it. It's the cry of a local bird known as a warbad.
Bird? That sounds like that. Sounds more like a beastly bird, if you ask me.
It's a form of mimicry, to help protect them against predators and stuff.
Yes, well, can't say I've heard one quite like that before.
Oh, it's more than unusual. It's endangered. It's extremely rare to encounter one in the wild these days.
If it's so rare, then what's one doing out here in the middle of the bazaar?
You got me. Maybe it's got something to do with it being their national bird.
What?
Was that a
Gunshot?
Stallion PW?
Oh my God, Dats. What was that, Dats?
The Divine Dragon's newest weapon. I call these puppies Dragon Snot Snaps.
Uh-huh. And you need those. Why?
Because our hard work is starting to pay off.
thanks to our TV signal hijacking and stuff, more and more people are joining our cause. But on account of that, the regime's been cracking down on us real tough like.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on lately.
You say that again. I mean, over the high priest's fake murder/suicide.
What? Oh, that guy.
People are calling it the DCA tragedy, and it's causing a real public uproar.
Hopefully this means Turrust's death won't be in vain after all.
So how exactly is a handful of firecrackers gonna be of help to you guys anyway?
Simple. First, I supply them to our fellow rebels. Then we use them as a diversion when we need to shake Khura'in's goons.
Huh?
Like this.
What? Will you cut that out? I'm not with the regime and I'm not chasing you.
Your reaction, that was priceless, BW. Guess I started that warband too.
It's a miracle no one's trying to arrest him while he's too busy laughing.
You there.
You there. You are one of those insurgents, are you not?
Yikes! Take that! Whoop!
And he's gone. Those firecrackers are more useful than I thought.
Bobhead!
Your benevolence. What can I do for you?
I wanted to speak with you about what my mother said. I do not believe a word of it. My father could not have been planning a coup.
Well, I can understand why you'd feel like that, but...
It was a setup. Someone must have been plotting against him.
How do you know that?
I just do. Because the Holy Mother guides me. And as the royal priestess, I must uncover the truth for all to see.
Maybe this is just how Rafa expresses her sense of duty.
You're investigating this matter, are you not? Then rejoice, for I shall accompany you and bestow upon you the royal priestess's wisdom.
That's the best news I've heard all day, Your Benevolence.
No one would dare get in our way with Rafa by our side.
We humbly accept your offer, don't we, Edgeworth?
As you wish, Wright.
Excellent. Then let's begin with my father's private quarters. We should be able to find some clues there. I shall expose this false charge for what it is, if it's the last thing I do.
Could it be? Is the reason because she's so defensive about Inga is because she's a daddy's girl?
Bobhead, let us not waste any time. My father's private quarters are located within the royal residence. Now follow me.
Wait, she's sure in a hurry.
Right. The minister's private quarters may hold evidence related to his murder as well.
Yeah, maybe we can kill two birds with one stone.
Rafa's awfully fired up. I just hope she'll be ready for the truth we find. After all, it's hard to believe that Inga was not in full control of the whole affair.
Well, let's move
Yeah,
to the royal residence. Now, think, what about those footprints?
Yeah, something about those. Well, I mean, somebody was walking out of his house. Do they belong to Minister Inga? That's the first question we need to ask. Now, if we could figure out which of these buildings houses Inga's private quarters, that's where we'll find Rafa.
Examine.
Yeah, I'm
Examine the
looking at those damn footprints.
There are footprints coming from this residence.
Too bad they just kind of end. I wonder who made them and where they went.
And check that vase.
Yep. This overturned urn spilled its water all over the place. It was already knocked over when we got here earlier this afternoon. So, we can rule out Athena at least.
Right. What does it say about you if your first suspect is your own subordinate?
Good point, Edgeworth. Now that's what I call an extravagant exterior. Is this where Inga's private quarters are?
Watch your step, right? That urn's been knocked over, spilling water everywhere. I think we better...
Yeah, the ground's soaked. I wonder who did this. I think someone's in there. Is that Princess Rafa?
There are still so many things I wish to tell you.
She always puts on such a brave face. But hearing her crying all alone, I can't help but think of Trucy.
Princess Rafa, are you in there?
Just a moment. I'll be right out. I see you are finally here. Well, let us commence our investigation, shall we?
Your benevolence, maybe you should rest for a minute first.
You were eavesdropping on me. You were eavesdropping on me, weren't you?
No, I mean, yes. Sorry, I couldn't help overhearing. It wasn't like I was spying on you or anything.
You stupid, stupid bobhead!
Ouch!
You could have feigned ignorance. It's as if your brain-to-mouth filter shuts off the moment you step out of the courtroom.
Ugh, I'm not that bad, Edgeworth.
Anyway, what took you so long? I thought you would never get here. You have a lot of nerve keeping the Crown Princess waiting.
Oh, sorry.
This is my father's residence. I have already unlocked it, so you can go right in. Oh, and be careful. Some dingbat dog got in the courtyard and spilled water over there.
A dingback dog?
That's right. The yappy mutt spilled a whole urn's worth.
Wonder how it got into this area. Do you know what it looked like?
I have better things to do than memorize what some stray dog looks like.
Except it might be helpful.
Anyway, it is not worth talking about. Let's search my father's room, shall we?
I really hope she's all right.
All right, let's go.
We're moving.
Inga's private quarters. May 18th, Khura'in Palace. Inga's private quarters.
Now, the footprints, are they leading to or from the door?
What a mess. You could definitely tell a guy used to live in this room. I guess Inga and I had at least that much in common.
This staff keeps getting in the way. Naina! Oh!
Huh? Where's Naina? Normally. She comes running whenever Rafa calls.
That's right. Naina is...
Naina is what?
Oh well. You, Bobhead, come, hold this staff for me.
Why me?
Just take it. It's too heavy and I'm tired of holding it.
How does Naina put up with this day in and day out?
I'll just set it over here for now.
All right, talk to her.
Well, let's examine things first. What's this all about? There are some muddy shoe prints here.
Come to think of it. There was some spilled water by the entrance. Somebody must have stepped in it before coming in here.
They're already dry. That means they're at least several hours old.
And someone must have been in here today in the early afternoon, for our servants clean this room each day. Here in Khura'in, we have a saying, leave not today's untidiness to tomorrow.
Mine is, why clean up today when you can leave for tomorrow?
What's that product over there?
Oh my gosh, shout out.
Shout out to the monstrous Turnabout.
What's this? Je suis la belle? Never thought I'd see this brand again.
It appears to be a sample of some sort of spray-on hair color.
Color, jet black. I wonder if Inga was going gray. Here, Edgeworth, maybe you can use it.
I like my natural hair color just fine. Thank you very much.
His desk is crammed full of documents.
They appear to be paperwork for executions.
But for this many cases?
Indeed, something is rotten in the Kingdom of Khura'in. This one dates back to 5 years ago.
Something tells me he simply kept putting them off because he hated doing paperwork. What's this on the... I'm looking at this. What is this? It's a syringe and a vial.
Syringe.
Those are for my father's back pain. He said it really helped when the pain was particularly unbearable.
Was that bad, huh?
He must have been injecting some sort of painkiller directly into his back then.
Yes, my father said his back pain could knock him off his feet.
I know the feeling. I've experienced some pretty severe back pain of my own.
Well, we can't have you throwing your back out in court, so why don't you take a vial?
Oh, no thanks. I hear your body builds up a tolerance to that sort of thing. Painkiller shots, ninja'd into pocket.
The medication Inga used for his back pain, said to make the pain disappear.
He took it anyway.
I thought you didn't want them.
I'm going straight to a chiropractor as soon as I get home.
What's this?
Oh, it's a seal.
This is most likely a special ink pad for the Justice Minister's stamp. His insignia is carved big and bold right on the lid.
Talk about overkill. Did he really have to mark everything he owned? Okay. Let's look at this. Wow. That's one gaudy sculpture.
My father sculpted it himself from a block of solid gold.
Why does it not surprise me that he was also a narcissist?
It's pretty detailed. He even included that personal stamp of his. Hey, the stamp's a little loose. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh! Ooh. Ah.
Look, there's a secret safe inside.
Oh my! To think such a thing was here all this time.
Rats. Looks like we'll need the combination to get in. Maybe he wrote it down somewhere. This notepad must have belonged to Inga. Let's see.
Naina, purple hat, glasses, diamond-shaped tattoo on forehead. Dhurke, long hair, eye patch, blue clothes. Phoenix Wright, spiky hair, blue clothes, pink necktie.
Hey, wait a second. You don't mean to think he was looking to be a spirit channeler, do you?
What?
That's strange.
These appear to be notes detailing people's most prominent characteristics.
Hey, there's even some stuff about me in here. Why would he bother doing this?
I'm afraid even I can't answer that.
Whatever the reason, it's giving me a case of the heebie-jeebies.
It's as though he was taking down descriptions of people over the phone. That's what it reminds me of, anyway.
What a brilliant deduction! One fitting of a chief prosecutor such as yourself. I commend you.
That's high praise coming from you, Your Benevolence.
Edward's right. They do look like dictation notes, but I don't know. I mean, why bother describing Nana, who he must have seen every day?
Inga's notepad added to the court record.
People's characteristics are written inside. Weird. This chair looks like it was modeled after Inga's suit jacket.
The backrest even has those fancy buttons of his. I imagine they make the chair awfully uncomfortable to sit on.
Actually, they served to massage the pressure points on his back. My father suffered from terrible back pain, you see.
I wonder if it really works. It would have been funny for me to. Okay. All right. Let me see.
That bed and that gemstone.
Yeah. That's one luxurious and comfy-looking bed. I've slept on nothing but hard floors since coming to Khura'in. Can't wait to sleep in a nice soft bed again.
Then take it. It's yours if you wish. We'll have to clean this room out anyway, now that my father's gone.
Don't you want to keep these things as a memento of your father? Besides, I don't need a spirit haunting me. I don't need his spirit haunting me late at night.
You suppose if I slept on it, I could see my father once more?
Princess Rafa.
I honestly don't know how to answer that.
All right, what's story telling us?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like we're talking. Talk to her, the kidnapping.
Bobhead, I, the royal priestess of Khura'in, shall share my thoughts on the abduction.
You will?
Listen carefully, for such opportunities do not come often.
Yes, of course. We'd be grateful to hear anything you'd like to share.
My father was very likely seeking to obtain the Founder's Orb, but it was not for the purposes of a coup d'etat. It was all for my sake.
For your sake?
The Founder's Orb is capable of bestowing great spiritual power. My father truly believed that. And he wanted that power to be mine. I haven't finished my training, and I still can't channel spirits. He was doing it for me.
Right. I see.
Well, do you understand why he did it now?
Do, but doesn't change the fact that Minister Inga was a kidnapper. I guess you don't believe he is, do you?
New information is sure to surface upon further investigation. Suffice to say, he did this all for me. End of story.
Was he really trying to obtain the orb for Rafa? Somehow I doubt it. Speaking of powers, I wonder if Rafa will be performing the divination seance tomorrow. I should probably ask her about that.
Nana.
Your Benevolence, I noticed Nana isn't with you today.
I know not where she has gone. I have not spoken with her since this morning. I assume she must be quite busy today. I did catch a glimpse of her a little after 2 o'clock. I tried calling out to her, but she went off somewhere again.
A little after 2. It's about an hour before the murder.
Indeed, of all the times for this to happen, she normally comes to me the moment I call her name.
I know it's hard to believe, but even nannies have lives, you know.
Your inability to find her after the murder is slightly alarming. I wonder if her absence is related to today's incident somehow.
Do you think she was unwittingly caught up in them?
Who knows? At the very least, I don't think she was at the scene of the crime.
Nana, I hope she is all right.
Rafa seems really worried for Nana.
Tomorrow's seance.
Now here's the deal. What if she's the killer?
I don't know.
I mean, I take it you'll be conducting tomorrow's divination seance?
Who else if not I?
Good point.
The thing is, divination seances are all about what victims experience in their final moments. So tomorrow, Rafa will experience her own father's death exactly as it happened. That's more than anyone should ever have to deal with.
Do you really have to go through with the seance tomorrow? There's really no one else? What about just calling the whole thing off?
It's not as if I'm doing this because I want to.
No?
Never mind, I misspoke. The divination seance is a very important duty of the royal priestess, and it is one I intend to fulfill.
There's that word, duty.
Your Benevolence, as Crown Princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein.
I wonder if I'm even up to the task.
Performing a divination seance is very important for a priestess. But duty or not, it's a heavy burden for someone so young. Even worse, she'll be forced to watch her father's murder. Will it be a weight too heavy for her to bear?
Nana and Rafa.
Your Benevolence, has Nana served you long?
Yes, she has been at my beck and call for as long as I remember. I have heard she even cared for me as an infant, right down to changing my diapers.
Your diapers? Almost sounds like she could be your mother.
Indeed, but that is the simple fact of life when your mother is busy being queen. Nana takes care of my every need. She is my teacher in all things as well.
Rafa's pool of knowledge seems rather lopsided in some respects. Could that be the result of Nana's teachings?
Nana, could it be that my trusted attendant has come to dislike me? Now that I think about it, perhaps I've been acting rather spoiled as of late.
Oh, I'm sure she'll be back.
Yes, I suppose Nana would never truly abandon me. Upon her return, I would do something nice for her. Perhaps she'd like a shoulder massage.
And yet I can't shake the feeling that Nana's connected to this case in some way.
I'm really beginning to wonder what's inside that safe. Any idea what the combination might be, Your Benevolence?
None whatsoever.
Like a 4-digit combo lock, so maybe it's a date. It's probably not anything that would be easy to guess.
Well, let's try some dates and see what happens. I wonder what date Inga would use as a combination. Either Rafa's birthday or the date the DC Act was enacted.
I would. Okay, so
Yeah, Rafa's birthday. Yep. When's your birthday, Your Benevolence?
You're wasting your time. It could not possibly be my birthday.
Oh, come on, it's worth a shot.
Fine. It's December 24th.
Christmas Eve? Well, let's give it a try. 1, 2, 2, 4. Huh? It opened!
It did?
Yep, and it looks like the bottom safe was a fake.
something meant to mislead would-be thieves, no doubt.
But that gives you that may give credence to the fact that he really did love his daughter.
Still, it was rendered quite ineffective by his use of such an easily guessed combination.
Why, Father? Why my birth date?
Now, let's examine it then.
Yeah.
See what's in there.
Documents, no doubt.
Could be the case file or something.
Okay, let's see what's in here. This looks like a letter or something. Let's see. Dear Father, I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. You're always so kind, and I love you very much. I hope you live to be 100 years old. Love, Rafa. Oh, boy.
I read this to my father when I was 8 years old. Father, why would you hold on to something so childish and stupid?
There are some other papers in here.
Once I poison the queen, the throne will be mine. The spiritual power I obtained from the treasure will back up my claim. In the meantime, the secret police are to keep a close watch on Khura'in.
Oh, shit! This is the plan for his coup d'etat!
What? Give me that! I don't understand.
It seems Justice Minister Inga was plotting the assassination of the queen.
It looks like it.
This can't be true. Father would never harm Mother.
Poor Rafa. This has to come as a terrible shock.
What's this? There's a photo in here, too.
What? That's...
It's of a woman and a baby. Wonder who they are. On the far left, there's a law book with the mark of the Defiant Dragons branded on it.
Dhurke's law book!
Wait a second. You mean to tell me that Minister Inga was a rebel? What? Gotta prove it. Gotta prove it.
Wait! That's...
Your Benevolence?
How can this be?
Princess Rafa!
She's looking incredibly pale.
Your Benevolence, are you all right?
All right? All right? How can I be all right?
Huh?
All I have believed, it was all lies.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
What the heck's she talking about?
can I ask who the woman is in this picture?
How should I know? Seems I didn't know anything that was going on.
Doesn't look like I'm gonna get much more out of her while she's like this.
Woman's photo added to the court record.
Picture from Inga Safe shows a woman, a baby, and a law book that has a Mark Brandon on it.
Now, here's what I'm thinking. That is Rafa's real mother, and Queen Khura'in is not her real mother. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, let's keep going.
Mother,
Huh?
I must ask my mother about the secret she is hiding.
What secret?
I must go. Goodbye.
Wait! What was that all about? It's like her mind was off somewhere else.
It appears this photo really upset her.
Wonder who the lady in this picture is.
Stop! Shadow! Come back here! Looks like we found out who tipped over that urn.
Yep,
Wait, that sounds like Albie and Shadow.
that's odd. Commoners aren't normally allowed in this area. I wonder what's afoot. Let's,
I guess we're moving.
right to the royal residence on the outdoors. May 18th, Khura'in Palace, royal residence.
No! Edgeworth!
I hope one of you has a good explanation for this.
I'm so sorry. Hi, Albie.
No, Shadow! That dog! Leave the man's frilly thingamajig alone! If you would kindly detach your dog from my cravat. Right away, sir. Just hold still and... And... No! Stop pulling like that! You won't be stretched to fat! Come on, Shadow! Let go of his... Cravat, come on! This isn't working. I'll just have to pull harder then.
Oh, God, he's gonna rip it.
1, 2... Wait! What are you... 3! Ah! Come on! Oh! God! Were you trying to kill me? I'm really sorry, mister. My dog is in the habit of attacking frilly things like that.
Maybe for his sake, he should stick to more traditional targets like cars or his tail.
What's worse, he snuck in here again today and stole some weird-looking hat.
That's Nana's hat.
Uh-oh. I don't know what to do anymore. Bad dog. You're a very bad dog.
Wait a second, I've seen that hat before.
Talk to him. The frilly hat.
Albie, can I see that hat again?
Sure.
Wait, isn't this Nana's hat? But I thought she disappeared.
She don't swipe it from someone.
Albie, how exactly did Shadow get this?
Allow me to explain. It all started while we were on a walk through the bazaar today, when suddenly Dad's popped out of a manhole.
Oh, boy.
Whoa! Thank you, the Defiant Dragons. That's a red bell is here. Say, you want to join our cause, kid? Huh? Naturally, I was super startled by that weird sudden appearance. Bet. Dog of the Khura'in regime? Huh? But this is my dog, Shadow.
find Dragon's secret weapon. Dragon's not shit. Snaps. Shoot. Whoa! Oh! Oh, man, look on your face. That was classic.
Oh my god.
Sudden bang of the firecracker spooked Shadow and he ran off into the crowds. Huh? Shadow, come back here!
That'll teach you Khura'in's lapdog. What do you think you're doing? Not good.
That's when the police came running over and hauled Dads away. That happened right around 2 p.m., if I remember correctly.
I'm not even gonna pretend I know what Dats was trying to do.
I chased right after Shadow, and when I finally caught up to him here in the palace courtyard, he had this in his mouth.
2 p.m. That's about an hour before the minister's death.
Name supposedly went missing after the murder, but this would place her here at the palace at around 2. Albie's statement added to the court record.
Around 2 p.m., Shadow was surprised by a firecracker, ran into the courtyard, and stole Nana's hat.
Actually, I just remembered I saw something pretty amazing around that time, too.
Something amazing?
Something amazing.
So, Albie, what was it that you saw that was so amazing?
I saw Her Eminence Queen Khura'in channeling a spirit.
Oh!
No way.
Is it really that big of a deal to see her channeling someone?
You bet it is. Commoners are never allowed to hold the sacred right.
Oh, can you tell me more?
Of course. I'm always happy to explain. I believe it was around 2:10 p.m. today. I got lost in the palace grounds while looking for Shadow. Ooh, what is this place? It gives me the creeps. Where could Shadow have gone? In my search, I took a peek into a small room and that's when I saw Queen Khura'in. She was channeling a spirit for a neighboring kingdom's king.
Really?
I saw her transform right before my eyes. I was so excited I had to take a picture of it.
You took a picture?
I know I shouldn't have, but I just couldn't help myself.
Between this and the treasure room, Albie's not exactly the picture of self-restraint.
Her channeling ended right after that. So I ran off before anyone could spot me.
You could have been arrested again, you know.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, here's a copy of the picture. Just don't tell anyone I was the one who took it.
I worry about his future sometimes.
Channeling photo added to the court record.
A picture taken at around 2 p.m. of the channeling rite. Come to think of it, how did you and Shadow get into the royal residence anyway? It's not open to commoners after all.
Allow me to explain.
Allow me in the courtyard.
Okay.
There's a way to get into the palace from the bazaar. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, though. Shadow can easily fit, but anyone bigger than me is out of luck.
You don't say.
Yeah, part of the palace wall is damaged, and there's a hole I can just make it through.
Go on.
Bet you didn't know they have some really tasty food here.
Oh? Then this isn't your first time in here, huh? Trespassing is illegal, you know.
No, it's not like that. I didn't mean any harm. It's just, I want to help change this kingdom.
What do you mean?
Well, after Miss Faye's trial, I started thinking, like maybe there was something I could do to help the revolution, too.
Maya's trial, huh? That tragedy only happened because of how twisted Khura'in's legal system has become.
How utterly foolish to cast away one's life for such a reason. There must have been other ways to cover up the crime.
Yet had I done so, my wife would rush to my defense, and when the case went to trial, she would suffer the same fate as I under the Defense Culpability Act. I could not have lived with myself had she been convicted because of that fiendish man.
This cannot be. All we have done under the laws of our kingdom, it has all been...
The DC Act led to the false charges against Maya and the High Priest's suicide. But that trial also caused the public to start questioning the current state of things. It seems even Albie has some pretty strong feelings on the matter.
I knew there had to be something I could do to help. That's when I remembered the hole in the palace wall and started thinking, maybe I could sneak in and take a picture of one of the royals up to no good.
I just want to do my part.
The spirit of revolution seems to be catching on, even with one so young. Right. The momentum is steadily building, and the tipping point is fast approaching. It's just a matter of when.
I agree. And the public's perception of the Defiant Dragon seems to be changing too. But Albie, you can't go trespassing like that. Even if it's for a good cause, it's not right.
Okay, I won't do it again.
Albie, is that really all you have to confess? You haven't been up to any other mischief. You haven't been any other mischief? And when I say you, I mean Shadu.
Huh? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Nice try, Albie, but the proof is literally right in front of us.
Let's present it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he knocked over the urn.
Albie, you wouldn't happen to know how this urn got knocked over, would you?
Ah!
Because her benevolence told me something rather interesting.
Be careful. Some dingbat dog got into the courtyard and spilled water over there.
A dingbat dog?
That's right. The yapping mutt spilled the whole urn's worth.
The dingbat dog she mentioned wouldn't happen to be Shadu, would it?
Oh! I guess the dog's out of the bag. Sorry I lied, but I was worried I'd get in trouble. I know I shouldn't lie to a lawyer like that.
No, it's not good to lie to anyone like that. So let's try to only tell the truth. Okay, Albie?
Oh, Mr. Wright, I almost forgot. I saw a couple of Americans a moment ago. They had really weird haircuts, so I thought they might be friends of yours.
Really? Really now?
It seems your little friend thinks all us Americans have strange hairstyles. I suppose we have you to thank for that, right?
So what exactly did their hair look like?
There was a guy with two crops of hair sticking out of his forehead like antennae. Then there was this lady with a long bunch of hair that looked like a big orange spider leg.
Oh, that sounds like Apollo and Athena. What were they doing?
They were racing through the bazaar with the Grand Royal Guard in hot pursuit.
What?
Wait, what?
Why were they being pursued?
I'm not sure, but I have my suspicions. I just hope they're all right.
Sorry for not mentioning it before. It just kind of slipped my mind.
Oh, God. To be continued.
Okay, it's been 2:14. What? You're running the ship.
Okay. Well, what's the next thing?
Next thing is investigation day 3.
Apollo's narrow escape. Let's punch forward real quick.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do this one last section because there's some story to tell.
May 18th, Khura'in Bazaar. Those guys, sure, persistent.
Yeah, they even wore me out, and that doesn't happen often.
Why are they after us anyway?
Apollo, it's the Royal Guards again.
Quick, hot! Where'd Hornet Spidey Hair go?
Spidey hair? They're not talking about me, are they?
Is that a trick question? We know you're hiding somewhere around here.
Apollo, that weird-looking bird over there, did it just...
Yeah, it did. It's called a war bat, and you know what? I'll tell you all about it later when we're not being chased by masked men. Come out, wherever you are. Hand over the Founder's Orb if you know what's good for you. Figures are after the orb.
I don't want to know what they do to us if we were captured. If they grill us in those obnoxious loud voices, I'd cave after the first hour and confess to whatever they wanted, truth or no.
Come out now, you foreign devils.
This has gone far enough.
You must not keep her eminence waiting any longer.
We gotta get out of here. There must be a safe place to hide somewhere. Examine the manhole. Look, a manhole. Ah, that's right.
Say, son, do you remember my office?
Sure.
I remember that messy, dimly lit room.
The file I've amassed on Amara's assassination is kept there. I think it might help you on this case. Do you remember how to get there?
Athena, I know where we can hide. Follow me.
Oh, where are we going? Wait, you're not seriously thinking about going down there? It smells like rotten eggs. And are those rats I hear?
We've got no choice. I can get us somewhere safe, but this is the only way in. Before it's too late.
It's gonna take forever to get this stench out of my hair.
Well, at least they'll be out of pursuit.
May 18th, former Sadmati lawyer. Former Sadmati law offices. Looks like we lost them. That was close. Dhurke's office. How long has it been since I last set foot in here? At least we're safe now, but... Why is Athena all holed over in a corner like that?
That's AJ. What the heck are you doing here?
Roswell, guards are after us.
Once a rebel, always a rebel. Don't worry, Regine doesn't know about this place, so you can relax now.
Good. But since when am I a part of the rebellion? What we'll call signing up?
Apollo,
Apollo,
Mr. Wright, what are you doing here?
we saw you two go into that manhole.
You narrowly escaped the guard's notice.
It was like watching a pair of ostriches burying their heads in the sand.
I guess that was a closer shave than I had thought.
Anyway, you're safe and sound now, and that's what really counts. Oh, I also have some evidence for you.
Thanks, Mr. Wright. Case evidence received from the boss. So what is this dubious hovel we found ourselves in anyway? It's Defiant Dragon's safe house, also known as the former Samadi law offices. Let's see. Well, though it might just be happenstance, here I am, a chief prosecutor, hiding out in a rebel base. Please don't report this place to the local police, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Might as well take a look around while we're waiting for the next heat to die down out there. Come on, Athena, stop moping over there and help me check this place out.
please tell me there's a shower here.
There's a sink in the kitchen, and if you're lucky, maybe even some soap.
I'm sorry I even asked.
Let's investigate.
Let's talk to him
Yeah,
first.
stop mining law offices. So, Dads, you guys are still using this office, I see.
Yep. Except now it's the official HQ of the Defiant Dragons. But as Dhurke said, and I quote, "We must keep it from the day when Khura'in needs lawyers once more."
Restoring the legal system to its rightful form through popular uprising. You can tell how much Dhurke believes in his cause.
Oh, and AJ, Dhurke said something else that might interest you. He said he hopes you'll come back and take over this office someday.
Take over? Me?
Those were his words. He may have been half joking, though. Dhurke, guess what I heard from PW? AJ's become a lawyer.
Yeah, I've been meaning to tell you.
Must have been because of you, Dhurke.
I'm not so sure about that. I imagine he's already forgotten about me.
What are you talking about? I mean, you can't wait to follow in your footsteps.
Nothing would make me happier. Maybe one day he'll return to Khura'in and take over this office. It's just a pipe dream, though.
Dhurke really said that? Dhurke was never a hands-on kind of dad. But not a day went by that he wasn't thinking of you. That much I'm sure of.
Doesn't get more paternal than that.
Dhurke. And to think, I really did spend my days trying to forget you. I'm looking forward to a nice long talk once you're free. All right, let's investigate now.
Let's look
Examine that poster.
This guy here?
No, I mean the other one. The one with the photos.
Yeah.
Who's the kid? Wait a second. That's you, Apollo. I recognize those horns anywhere.
Is that really the one? Is that really the only way anybody recognizes me?
were so cute. And who's that fine-looking young man?
That's Nayuda, back when we used to smile.
Wow, his smile is absolutely angelic.
Sure brings back memories. That was taken the day we all went out fishing.
What was Prosecutor Sudmining like when he was younger?
He was kind of quiet, but passionate when it came to his convictions. When he finally made prosecutor, he was all fired up to change Khura'in for the better. But now he's nothing more than Khura'in's lackey.
Seems like Dax has a lot to say about Nayuda. I'll ask him about his thoughts later.
Alright, let's see. There's a scary looking knight sticking out of the Queen's picture. If anyone saw this, they think the Defiant Dragons were a violent group. Oh, that was actually me trying to kill a fly. I threw that knife at it, but it whipped, and the thing ended up stuck right between her eyes. You mean this wasn't on purpose?
Okay. Here, let's look at this law book.
This is Dhurke's old law book.
Look, there's a mark on the cover. It looks like it was branded on with a hot iron.
Yeah, I think it was done in protest against the Defense Culpability Act. There's an entry on the DC Act right here. See?
In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty.
Oh, so this is the infamous anti-lawyer law you guys are always talking about?
Dhurke's law book added to the court record. Document establishing the Defense Culpability Act in the name of the Queen. This book right there.
I wonder what's in this file. Oh, it's full of newspaper clippings.
Page 1. The arson incident involving Amar's private residence. Amar was slipped a sleeping pill and perished in a fire. The lighter found at the scene had Dhurke's fingerprints on it. It seems to be a collection of documents and information on Amar's assassination.
So this is what Dhurke was talking about.
We already know most of the stuff here on top. Let's see what else there is. Wow, where did he get all this? Anything important here?
Apollo's roving musician father got caught up in this incident and lost his life. He was struck in the head by the culprit. The victim's passport and any pictures of him were burned up in the fire. Without knowing his real name, no divination seance could be performed.
Oh, now we have a name and a face.
We can find out.
We can find out who's responsible for his father's death.
What about this? Apollo's roving musician father got caught up in this incident and lost his life. What? This is about your father, Apollo!
Looks like it. But I was never told much more than what's written here. Really? How come? Dhurke always skated around the subject. Maybe he thought I was still too young. Plus, I always thought of Dhurke as my dad, so I never really brought it up.
Oh, I see. Still, I feel kind of sorry for your real dad.
My real dad. I was never really interested in learning about him. But after seeing his picture, I can't help but feel a little curious. I wonder if Dad could tell me anything about him. Amar's assassination file added to the court record. File containing a ton of info on assassination of Amar's Signatar Khura'in.
Apollo, this file looks like it might be useful, but there's so many pages I can't tell what's important.
We need someone to help organize all this. And I think I know just the person to ask. Alright, so I think that will be... Present that. Dax, I wanted to ask you about this picture. That's the picture your pops that Dhurke found, and he had a heck of a time tracking it down. He said he searched all over for it. Why? Why would he go through all that trouble?
Dax, please tell us everything you know about Apollo's dad.
My father, Nayuda. Dax, wasn't Nayuda once part of the Defiant Dragons? Yep. Yudi was the rising star in the resistance. He vowed to fight for the cause through the legal system. Said he'd become a prosecutor and give Inga and Khura'in the smackdown they deserved. But now he's... yeah, a puppet of the Khura'in regime. Not only that, but now he's gonna prosecute his own dad. It doesn't add up.
I wonder what happened to him.
Me too. But if I had to guess, I'd say Khura'in has some serious leverage over him. Leverage? Like what? Which I knew. But it seemed like Dhurke knows. I tried to press him about it, but he wouldn't say.
Come to think of it, Dhurke did say.
Naira is suffering?
Yes, he knows the rightful state of Khura'in's legal system, but something forces him to bend to Garon's will, and it's tearing him apart.
If that's the case, I bet Naira doesn't really want to go through with Dhurke's prosecution.
My father. Do you know what my biological father was like? Dhurke once told me about him. He was a modern minstrel, walking the world and making music in his travels.
This file also has some information on your real dad. It says he died in a blaze at Queen Amara's residence 23 years ago.
What?
What?
What? That is ridiculous. What is going on here?
Would it be? No way. That's right. Dhurke had invited him over. Dhurke's the kind of guy who can become fast friends with just about anyone. And his teacher Pops is like that too, AJ. They hit it off at a bar. And the next thing you know, Dhurke's asked him over to play some tunes. And then the place went up in flames. Yeah, Dhurke just stepped out for a sec when the fire broke out. Apollo, you were there too, but you were still just a baby. I remember hearing about that when I was little. Time out. Time out. Wait a minute.
I'm out. What if that baby isn't Rafa, but one Apollo Justice? What? Okay, gotta prove it.
Gotta prove it.
But still,
Oh my god.
like you should have heard the the sound of my brain. It literally sounded like a sledgehammer coming. No fucking way. Okay,
We gotta prove it,
we
though.
gotta prove it.
I remember hearing about that when I was little. Yeah, it was a great shame. Your pops just happened to take you along that day. So you were there with him when the fire broke out. But Dhurke risked his life to save you. It's like Dhurke's done nothing but save me all my life. All you pops' stuff got burned up, including anything that could have helped us identify him. All we knew about him at first was a stage name, Jangly Justice or something like that. Dhurke did everything he could just to dig up what little we know now. What about my mother? Do you know anything about her? All we know is she was traveling with your pops. But that day, she was off doing something on her own. So then she probably didn't even know my father had been with Dhurke, huh?
But she must have been desperate to find you and your father once you'd gone missing.
Except that she's still alive, right?
Lemire, maybe? Well, no doubt. With the Queen's assassination threw the kingdom into chaos. The police were so overwhelmed, they would probably hardly have any help to her. We searched and searched till our legs gave out too, but we never found her. And with your father's stuff all burned up, we had zero leads, not even a photo. So that's how I became an orphan. Yeah, who knows? Maybe your mom read about the details of the fire in the newspaper, and maybe she figured you died along with your pops.
Well, I had no idea you'd been through all that, Apollo.
Alright, what else are we gonna look for?
Oh my god.
Oh, we're presenting. What else are we presenting? We're presenting, that file. Yeah.
Okay.
That's about this file. Can you help me figure out which pages are the most relevant? Yep, sure can. I got the whole thing memorized. See this page? It's definitely worth a look. Page 34. As son of the terrorist Dhurke, Naira was expelled from the royal family. The idea that the sins of the father are visited upon his children is deeply rooted in the minds of the Khura'inese people.
Oh, that's right. Prosecutor Sadmani was part of the royal family, wasn't he?
Yep, but he was expelled after that whole thing with Dhurke happened. He must have gone through hell once he entered the legal world, though. Because of the sins of the father are visited upon his children thing. Yep, in the eyes of the people, Dhurke is not only a traitor to his kingdom, he's also the terrorist who assassinated the previous queen. So as a son, Yudi no doubt got the cold shoulder at every turn. It must have really hard on him. Yeah, the ties between father and son aren't something you could break, even if you tried. No matter where he went, he was probably labeled the son of a criminal. But despite it all,
He made a name for himself through blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, just look at him now. He's a star prosecutor working cases around the globe. He's become a hero. Pride and joy of Khura'in.
That's the Nayun I know. Super smart and never willing to give in. He must have studied and fought like his life depended on it to get to where he is today.
Mars assassination file updated in the court record. So then you believe me? You believe in my son's innocence?
What?
Your poor son, imprisoned for a crime he didn't commit. Let's petition the government for his release and a declaration of innocence.
Oh, thank you. I'm forever in your debt.
Huh? Who's that? Hey there, Miss Amy. Hard at work, I see.
Yes, I have my own battle that I must wage. After all, there are many who suffer under the Defense Culpability Act.
Mrs. Amy, please don't forget about our case too.
I won't. I will look into it as soon as I am able.
Dats? What's Mrs. Enmy doing here?
She's lending an ear to all those suffering under the regime's wrongful accusations. Lending. A lady whose husband's been in prison, parents, whose son been falsely charged. She's helping all those types of people.
So she's trying to help the revolution along, in her own special way.
Yep. And thanks to her, more and more folks are coming over to our side. All the people who've been unhappy with the regime have been waiting for just this chance. And they're starting to speak out in support of us.
The people are responding, and a grassroots movement is growing. Dhurke's dream of revolution may finally come true.
What should we do about the Founder's Orb? We'll probably run into the Royal Guards again the moment we leave this place.
Well, we can't stay here forever, so we'll have to think of something.
I've got it. Why don't you hold on to it, Dax?
Are you sure that's a good idea?
It should be safe here, right? You can count on me. I'll get it back to you in time for tomorrow's trial at the Hall of Justice. Founder's Orb left with Dax. Oh boy.
Somehow I think something's gonna go horribly wrong. Anyway.
What now, Apollo?
Well, we gotta handle what happened 23 years ago. Maybe we should pay Dhurke a visit. There's something I want to show him.
I'll join you. I want to talk to him before tomorrow's trial.
Maybe I should wait here then. We'll attract undue attention if we go in too large of a group. All right, let's go. Yep, we're moving.
We're moving
To the,
detention center.
Charge! May 18th. Detention center. Visitors room.
Hey there, son. Came to see your old man again?
Hi, Dhurke. Guess we're not questioning you?
Yeah. You'd think Nayuda might have cut his old man a little slack. But no. He really laid into me. Seems they're really keen on recovering the Founder's Orb. When I wouldn't tell him where it was, he confiscated what few possessions I had left.
Wait, Dhurke's not wearing his attorney's badge. They even took that from him?
All right, let's talk to him. Nayuda.
He confiscated all of my prized jailbreaking tools.
What did you expect? I mean, no prosecutor in her right mind would let a prisoner keep stuff like that.
Did he take your attorney's badge too?
No, I thought it strange, but just when it looked like he was going to take it from me, he changed his mind.
I wonder why.
Indeed, I find it hard to understand anything he does these days.
Your attorney's badge. Your Khura'in's attorney's badge. You've worn it all these years, even though all the lawyers are gone.
Yes, because the dragon's eye is the embodiment of my creed.
Show the world that a dragon never yields, huh?
Hey, Dhurke. Why do you still wear your badge? You're not a lawyer anymore, right?
This badge is my heart and soul, son. I'll never stop trying to realize my dream. Not until the very last breath.
A dragon never yields, right?
Exactly. Nayuda,
Apollo, I vow to restore Khura'in's legal system to its rightful state one day. I want to pass on to you a world where you can live free from the fear of tyranny.
He was always saying stuff like that to the two of us. Nyuda, is the reason why you didn't take Dhurke's badge because you still remember those talks too? I really hope that's what it is.
Son, would you keep my badge for me?
Are you sure? I can't take something so important to you.
That's exactly why I want you to hold on to it, Apollo. I'm placing my fate in your hands.
All right. I'll make sure it stays safe. Dhurke's badge added to the court record. Symbol of Dhurke's creed. Dragon never yields. Nyuda never confiscated it. And I was presenting that case file.
I prepared that myself. Use it well.
I'm surprised you were able to gather this. I'm surprised you were able to gather this much information.
It wasn't easy. After all of the evidence from the assassination was lost in the fire, and the newly installed Khura'in regime was in full control of the media. Every lead I tried to follow led to a dead end.
So then how am I supposed to solve this case?
You'll figure something out once tomorrow's trial is underway. After all, no one's looked into this assassination since my last trial.
I hope I can turn things around enough to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat.
All right, so what else we got?
That.
I found this in the tomb. Look familiar?
Huh. That's...
Dhurke?
Where did you find it?
Down between the monk statues in the tomb. Is it yours, Dhurke?
It's something I bought.
Huh?
Why is he suddenly acting all awkward?
I wonder when I lost it. Let's have it. It's very important to me.
Of course.
I'll just make a note about it for future reference.
Pink butterfly pendant returned to Dhurke, but a record of it remains in the court record.
Seems it belongs to Dhurke. Apollo, remember how Inga said he had someone dear to Dhurke? Why don't you ask about that?
Oh, right. I'll give it a try. I think we should talk to him about that. Someone dear to Dhurke. What did the minister mean when he said he had someone dear to you in the palm of his hand? Who was he talking about? Now you just seem to know, but he wouldn't tell me anything.
Well, I've no idea, so...
Well, you obediently followed his every word after he said that. So it seems to me the minister was in close proximity to someone you really care about.
Someone you really care about that isn't Nyuda? Wait, don't tell me. Is there a new lady in your life, Dhurke?
What? No, don't be ridiculous, son. The love of my life was Amara. But she's gone now, and there will never be another.
Uh-oh.
My bracelet! What does this mean?
Uh-oh.
No, it's wait, does this mean?
Wait, does this mean... Dhurke, have you really not met somebody new?
Get him with it. Oh, boy. The love of my life was Amara. The love of my life was Amara. Oh, gotcha! What the hell? Dhurke, you can't fool me. You tensed up when you said, but she's gone now. And you unconsciously moved your arm, causing something to press up against your jacket.
How did you do that?
Oh, so that's it. You're hiding a woman's photo up your sleeve. You don't have to keep secrets like that from me, Dhurke. You're an eligible bachelor now. But you'll introduce her to me at some point, right?
I keep telling you there's no other woman.
Fine, then let's see it. What are you hiding up your sleeve?
It's just this. Satisfied?
Huh? Well, that's a pendant we found in Amara's tomb.
See? I wasn't trying to hide anything.
Then why did he tense up? Dhurke, let me take a look at that. Hey, what's this button for?
Click.
Whoa! What the hell? It's
It's a picture of Dhurke and some lady, and she's really young looking too. Mon Dieu! Are you into younger women, Dhurke?
Dhurke, you old dog, you. You got yourself a younger lover.
Actually, can we see something again? That's the same woman.
No. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait a minute.
I'm about to lose my shit, kids. She's not dead. Will you stop with this nonsense? This is Amara before she died. If you look closer, you'll see that I was younger too.
Hey, you're right.
Aw, that's no fun.
Wait a second. Haven't we seen this woman before?
Now that you mention it, isn't this woman the same as the one in the pendant's photo?
Oh my god.
No, Andrew, Apollo said that.
Isn't this woman the same as the one in the pendant's photo?
Take that!
The woman in the pendant is also the one in this photo.
Huh. Apollo, where did you get this?
From the safe in Inga's room.
What the fuck? Apollo, if this is Queen Amara, it had to have been taken at least 23 years ago. But that's just not possible.
Huh. Yeah, I just noticed the same thing. Here's why this photo couldn't be 23 years old. The logbook.
Take that!
See? Take a look at the logbook. It has the mark of the Defiant Dragons branded on it. But that mark didn't exist until after you started your revolutionary activities, Dhurke. So this photo must have been taken after Khura'in came into power. And that didn't happen until after Amara was assassinated. Ugh. So then, how could Amara even be in this photo? Wait a second. That would mean that Amara is still alive?
Looks like you found me out, son.
Wait, so it's actually true?
What?
What? Queen Amara is still alive? What the heck is going on?
Oh my God.
Dhurke, what do you mean Amara's still alive? I thought she was assassinated.
So did I. But it seems she made it out alive, only to be held captive by the Khura'in regime.
Why would they do that?
When I fled from the law and went underground 23 years ago, I heard some shocking news from a Defiant Dragon spy. There were rumors of Queen Amara being sighted in the palace.
Did those rumors turn out to be true?
Yes, I snuck into the palace to see for myself. She was confined within the grounds, but otherwise, she was as fit as a fiddle. So then, the sarcophagus in the tomb, it's empty? Yes, that entire tomb is one big charade. Khura'in had it built to stage Amara's death.
So we're not going to be cursed by her vengeful spirit? That's a relief.
She was being held under virtual house arrest, so I freed her and we made a run for it. This photo was taken back then.
Look how they're both grinning from ear to ear. There's a fingerprint on the metal board. I guess Dhurke must have left it by accident.
Ooh, Mr. Sadmati, I want to hear all about how you ran away with Queen Amara.
Pink butterfly pendant updated in the court record.
A fingerprint was found on the inside of the lid, stained with the victim's blood. So, whose fingerprint is it?
Ooh, we gotta match it. Mm-hmm. One on the run with Amara. I'm surprised Amara agreed to run away with you. I mean, Garan must have told her that you tried to kill her.
I tried to convince her that I wasn't the one who set the blaze.
And she believed you?
She said, and I quote, "I shall accompany you so that I may ascertain the truth myself." She always was a tough one to read.
I bet she was thrilled you came to our rescue, Mr. Sadmati. To be set free by your beloved is like something out of a fairy tale.
Yeah, well, there was no happily ever after once Garan's people caught up with us. They took Amara away to who knows where. I snuck back into the palace and searched high and low for her, but to no avail. They probably moved her to some remote mountain prison or the like.
Dhurke, does Nayuda know about this?
He knows she's his true mother. I told him as much.
Wait, is that why Nayuda's following Garan's orders?
Most likely.
So then, do you think that deep down... Oh, oops.
So then, do you think that deep down, he doesn't really want to prosecute you?
Well, he's not one to show his feelings, and lately I've had no idea what he's thinking.
Apollo, we need to grill the Queen about Amara when we have the chance.
I was wondering about something. The little baby the lady's holding, is that Prosecutor Sadmati?
Not necessarily. It could just as well be me. After all, we're only 1 year apart.
I don't know. I mean, the kid in the picture is too cute to be you.
Oh, come off it, sister. That's just rude.
Let's settle this by asking Dhurke himself. All right, let's present that photo again. What's that baby?
All right, who's the kid?
Dhurke, about the cute little kid in this photo. Is that me?
What are you talking about?
See? I told you it was Prosecutor Sadmati.
Oh, I see. Well, either way, it's not you, son.
So then, if it's Nayuda, it was taken when he was about 1 year old, right? And that would mean you ran away with Amara around 22 or 23 years ago?
You're pretty good with numbers, son. Impressive.
Huh? What kind of answer is that? Woman's photo updated in the quadrant. Photo showing Dhurke and Amara's life on around about 23 years ago.
You know what? Something tells me that kid is not Nayuda. I don't know.
Is it Rafa, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Before you go, son, there's something else I need to tell you. Something important.
What is it, Dhurke? I've never seen you act so serious before. Something important. But what's this something important you have to tell me?
Listen, son. Even if you manage to prove me innocent tomorrow, I don't have long to live.
Huh? What?
Uh-oh. Huh? What are you talking about?
What I mean is, I can already hear the Twilight Realm calling my name. There's no escaping death now that it has its sights set on me.
What?
What?
Is this another one of your jokes?
He wouldn't be joking about this.
I wish it was.
You can't fool me, Dhurke. That's strange. Why isn't my bracelet reacting?
Are you sick?
It's something like that.
So you're not joking?
afraid not, son. Sorry.
Isn't there a cure? Or at least some sort of treatment?
Fortunately not. Not for what I've got.
If you need some kind of surgery, I'll work hard so I can pay for it. So, please.
It's too late. There's nothing more to be done now.
But you always say a dragon never yields. So why are you giving up now?
Apollo, I'm sorry. I really am.
I don't understand. Why is this happening, Dhurke? Why?
Listen, Apollo. Got a favor to ask of you. Would you keep quiet about this? I don't want my fellow dragons to find out.
Z-Wave 769, thanks for the follow, my man.
Yeah, thanks for the follow, but we're in some heavy stuff right here, kids.
They'd lose all hope if they knew I was dying. Would you do that for me?
Of course.
Why is this happening now? Just when I was finally starting to feel like you really are mine. Ugh. I thought that this time we'd finally... But now...
Popping in close to the finale. Get my popcorn.
Yep.
Sure, you're more than welcome. Damn it. Why?
Apollo.
Listen, son. I don't have much longer to live, but I'll never let them execute me. Not before I finish what I need to do.
I know, Dhurke. There's no way I'm going to let them prove you guilty. Before he goes, I'm going to turn back time by righting the wrongs that have been done. I'm going to restore Dhurke's freedom. And return a real smile to Nyuda's face. I'm going to win this case. I just have to.
Son, I have one more big secret.
There's more? Uh-oh. What? Something else you've been hiding from me?
I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Forgive me. You'll just have to find out for yourself. That's the only way.
I don't understand, Dhurke.
Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you, and I know you can handle the truth, no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son, after all.
Dhurke.
What is he talking about? Wait, he's not going to reveal that he actually is the killer, is he?
Looks like we run out of things to discuss. Apollo, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Free him now!
Where's Dhurke? What's going on out there? Uh-oh.
Sounds like the party's getting started without me.
Huh?
It's coming from the temple. Let's go, Apollo, and take a look.
Let's go. Get to the temple.
Yeah, no.
Da-da-da-da-da. Charge! I think it's time for a cutscene. May 18th, Temple. Get your popcorn ready. Whoa! What is all this?
Oh boy.
Ow! Let go, will ya? What are they? Huh? Well, look at that. The people are coming to take their courts back. Don't hold back, man! Arrest them all!
Now that was intense.
Yeah.
Dhurke belongs to the people. Give it back.
Yeah. Where are you holding him?
Quiet down, you.
Yeah, my big sister too, but she didn't do anything wrong.
Out! Stop pulling my hair!
Release my son! Release him now! Stop that! Nobody! This is really something.
And it looks like Dats and Mrs. Inmee are leading the charge.
You unenlightened fools. Do you honestly think this will change anything?
Yuri, why do you keep serving that witch Khura'in? Huh? It's... Hey, Nayuda!
You again.
What's going on here?
It would appear that the insurgents are fanning the flames of rebellion. But I never thought it would grow so large. However, they will all be under arrest shortly. Reinforcements are also almost here.
They'll be arrested? Just for protesting?
They're aiding and abetting a criminal by seeking his release. Her Eminence Queen Khura'in has ordered they be arrested and judged en masse.
But weren't you once a member of the Defiant Dragons too? How can you go along with this?
I am simply following the orders that Her Eminence has handed down.
No, it can't be as simple as that. Listen, Iota, there's something I want to talk to you about. You're not getting away this time. We need to talk.
I see there is no reasoning with you. Very well then. Speak.
All right, talk to him. Dhurke. Nayuda, do you really have to serve as prosecutor on Dhurke's case? I mean, prosecuting your own flesh and blood is just not right.
Again with this dribble. Your ethical standards are not the be-all, end-all of the world around you.
I'm not getting into another debate with him. Nayuda, did you know that Dhurke is sick?
What?
He apparently doesn't have that much longer to live. If found guilty, he probably wouldn't even make it until his execution day.
What are you talking about?
Knowing this, are you still prepared to send an already dying man to his grave? Well? Enough of the Zen monk act, Nayuda. Tell me how you really feel.
Mr. Justice, each person is born with a role to fulfill. Must fulfill mine.
Well, I'm not convinced that taking Dhurke to trial is a part of your lot in life. As for why you've been at Khura'in's every beck and call, I think I might have the answer. Amar.
I don't know if I had to show something.
Nayuda, you know the truth about your mother, don't you? About how the former queen is still alive and being held somewhere.
So Dhurke told you, did he? Yes, it's true. My mother was spirited away to some remote corner of this kingdom to keep her safe from harm.
Safe from harm? But Dhurke said the Khura'in regime is holding her captive.
No, they are keeping her safe.
So you don't know where Amara is being held?
We know that it is some secluded highway. There is some secluded hideaway where visitors are not allowed. I have heard she leads a simple life, akin to that of monastic disciples.
Sure sounds like she's being held captive to me.
Listen, Nayuda. Aren't you really doing the queen's bidding because she's holding Amara captive? And this whole thing with Dhurke, you know he didn't really kill Inga, don't you? Dhurke doesn't have much longer to live, so I want to help him however I can. This time, it's our turn.
You could have been killed, but you risked your life to save us. Why?
What a silly question. What father wouldn't risk his life to save his own children? Nayuda, Apollo, don't you ever hesitate to call when you need me, understand?
It's our turn to help Dhurke however we can.
What you speak of is futile.
Huh.
Let it go. Move on. The guilty verdict, the hopelessness. You must resign yourself to it all. Clinging to false hope now will only serve to magnify your future despair. So let it go. Move on.
Nayuda, are you really gonna just roll over on this?
I've no more time for idle chatter. I must prepare for tomorrow's trial. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Apollo, I sensed a whirlpool of emotions coming from within Prosecutor Sabani just now. Anger, shock, bewilderment, and an icy sorrow as deep and dark as an abyss.
Yeah, I picked up on that too. Looks like Dhurke really won't be the only one who will need my help tomorrow.
I think it's about time to pay Queen Khura'in another visit and ask her about her sister Amara.
All right, let's go.
I wouldn't do... Well, yeah, the Founder's Orb is with Dats, but he's outside. Oh, boy.
The audience chamber.
Why do I get a bad feeling about this?
May 18th. Khura'in Palace. Audience chamber.
The Royal Guard isn't around. That is utter...
That is utter hooey. You cannot continue to deceive the people like that.
Rafa, justice is much more than simply speaking the truth.
Is that Princess Rafa and Queen Khura'in over there?
You deceived me too, Mother. How can I ever believe a word you say again? You nincompoop.
Your benevolence. I couldn't help but overhear.
You impudent.
Ow. Are you okay, Mr. Wright? I can't believe she actually punched you.
Yeah, I'm used to it by now.
What's the matter with the princess?
It sounded like she was arguing with her mother.
Maybe it has something to do with this picture. Rafa said she had to ask her mother about some secret or another as soon as she saw it.
So then, does that mean that Princess Rafa knows what really happened? That Amara wasn't assassinated and is still very much alive?
It would seem so, and she doesn't seem to be taking Khura'in's lies very well. But that's no surprise, considering how much Rafa reveres her mother.
That would definitely cause her a great deal of anguish and sadness.
Eavesdropping, are we? How very rude.
Uh-oh.
You there. Are you not Dhurke's son?
Oh, nice to meet you, Your Eminence. We're actually here to speak with you, if you could spare a moment. Talk to her. Amara's alive? Your Eminence, Dhurke told me about Amara. About how she's still alive, that is.
We know not of what you speak.
After Dhurke learned Amara was still alive, he rescued her and they ran off together. But she was captured and remains captive in a secret location to this day. As for Nayuta doing your bidding, it's only because Amara's life is in your hands.
What an active imagination you have.
A lawyer and a comedian? How droll. Whoa, where'd they come from? Anyway, if she's gonna play dumb, I'll just have to jog her memory with some evidence. Well, that picture. Or that picture of her channeling, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. Your Eminence, I asked you to take a look at this photo.
Why, that's...
It's a photo of Amara. And here you can see a logbook bearing the mark of the Defiant Dragons. I believe you know what that means.
Very well. Royal Guard, stand down.
Yes, Your Eminence.
Your wishes are command. It seems there is no need to perpetuate this charade any longer. We shall speak of all we know.
Amara's alive. So then, you admit that Amara's still alive?
Yes. She is under our protection in a safe location.
I think you mean being held prisoner. Where's she being kept?
Now, why would we tell the son of a traitor that?
Guess she has a point there.
Now, heed our warning, horned devil. It would not be wise to inform the people that Amara yet lives. It would only serve to plunge public order into chaos.
I have no intention of doing that. Besides, there are real terrorists out there who might try to kill her.
Good. Now, there was something we have been meaning to ask you. Do you know what has become of the Founder's Orb?
Founder's Orb.
Oh boy. The Founder's Orb went missing after Dhurke took it into the tomb. As his son, we thought you might know something of its current whereabouts.
I knew it! I suppose I should thank you for that free running tour of Khura'in.
That was the Royal Guard's own doing.
Nice try, lady. But now you're definitely not getting the orb, ever. Why do you want the orb so badly anyway?
Because it would be most dangerous in the wrong hands. It must be recovered.
Is the legend true? Can the orb really impart spiritual power? Are you worried that someone could overthrow you with it?
The Holy Mother's power is without equal. Should Her Holiness once again return to our world, she could conceivably bestow great power upon the one who unlocked the orb's secret.
I guess it makes sense, considering spirit channeling is a fact of life here.
So we ask you, Horned Devil, did you receive the Founder's Orb from Dhurke?
Does it look like I did?
So you like to play games, do you?
Royal Guard!
Yes, Your Eminence.
Search this devil and his belongings.
What?
At once, Your Eminence. Don't move. You're only making this harder on yourself.
Yikes! Hey, cut it out! What the?
Just shaking him up and down.
Hey,
Ah! Apollo! Don't strip here!
stop resisting! Just step into a strip search already!
Jesus.
What a...
No, wait! Hey, cut it out! Rest in pieces, my poor tattered dignity.
There's no song of the Founder's Orb, Your Eminence.
So, you have hidden it somewhere. No matter. We shall recover it one way or another once you are found guilty of abetting the accused.
Dhurke's right. She really is bent on getting the orb.
Mother!
Looks like the princess is back.
I took a stroll to try to cool myself, but I still find the situation unacceptable. The people must be informed about Queen Amara.
Huh? So she does know about that!
Rafa, you do not yet possess a clear grasp of how a government and its people interact. There will always be secrets that must be kept from the ignorant masses.
You have little faith in our people, Mother. But it is the royal princess's duty to always speak the truth. And as such, I cannot remain silent. I will not!
The truth, you say? Your mind has been poisoned by the barbed one.
It was an honor and a pleasure, Your Eminence.
We must speak with our child. It is a mother's duty to discipline her child after all. Now, if you would excuse us.
Discipline? Coming from her, I don't like the sound of that at all.
Well, Apollo, let's head back to the safe house for now.
Good idea. We need to go over what we found and collect our thoughts. All right, let's go.
Oh, boy.
Moving?
Yeah, so, yep, we're finally gonna...
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap this up.
Yep.
Oh boy.
We're getting to the end here.
May 18th, former submarine law offices. Ah, you're back.
thank you for holding down the fort, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. Sorry it took so long. Hope you weren't too bored.
I watched the Plume Punisher, warrior of Neo Twilight Realm, while you were gone. And my verdict is, it's an outrage, especially its theme song. Even worse, the people here believe it's an original Khura'in show. Can you believe it? I've already spoken about it at length with Mr. Wright, but... I'm not sure what he's babbling about, but at least it seemed he wasn't bored. At least he seems he wasn't bored.
Moving along to things that actually matter, we've gathered about all the information and evidence we can concerning this case. I think it's time we go over everything we've learned so far.
All right, talk to him about Inga's murder.
The orb trial, Maya's abduction, and the murder of the mastermind behind it all, Justice Minister Inga. It's a lot to consider. Think you have all the facts straight in your head?
Yep, I've got it covered, Mr. Wright. It's the truth about what really went down that's going to be the problem.
Yeah, it's like the more we learn about this case, the less we understand.
I agree. There's a deep darkness enveloping this case. I'm almost afraid of what we will find once we lift that black veil. Suffice to say, the real killer is certainly waiting underneath.
The real killer, huh? Well, that's a million-dollar question.
Who killed Inga and why? Think, Apollo. Who would you say had a motive to commit this crime?
I, for one, have drawn a complete blank.
I want to know how the killer slipped into the tomb, killed Inga, and slipped back out without ever being seen. That's a bona fide locked room mystery right there.
Well, we've collected plenty of evidence and statements. I just hope the rest comes out in court. It'll be a thinner tightrope than usual, that's for sure. Mars assassination.
This case is one big fly in the ointment. In order to prove Dhurke completely innocent, we'll also have to exonerate him of the crime committed 23 years ago.
Amar's supposed assassination.
Right. We know Amar is still alive, but Dhurke could still be charged with plotting to kill her.
He couldn't discover the truth, even after over 2 decades of investigating. So our biggest hurdle is going to be the complete lack of evidence. The fire made sure of that.
Mr. Wright, have you ever won a case without any evidence?
No. That's one thing I've never done before.
A trial unprecedented even in the decorated annals of the Wright Anything Agency. Still, I can't help but wonder, was there really no evidence left behind?
Oh, we can't forget about the Defense Culpability Act. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In short, if Dhurke is found guilty and is sentenced to death, we'll likely join him in a very public execution.
Yeah.
Beat the charges or die? What kind of crazy upside-down legal system is this anyway?
Don't worry. I can't ask someone as young as you to risk your life, Athena. So tomorrow, it'll just be me and Apollo on the courtroom floor. But you can support us by watching from the gallery.
What? No. I want to help. I'm part of the agency too, after all.
Sorry, but this is a direct order from your boss. Plus, there's Prosecutor Blackwell to think of. He said he'd use me for sword practice if I put you in harm's way.
Yeah, no shit.
Simon. Well, at least promise me this, you two. Promise me you'll make it back alive.
Huh. Make it back alive, huh?
What's with that face, Apollo? You'll never inspire confidence in your client like that. And it'll play right into the prosecution's hands. Remember, the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles.
Remember those words, people?
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Even when it seems hopeless, or when there's not a shred of evidence to be found, we can never let it show on our faces, right?
Right indeed, but this is gonna be, ugh.
Will I actually be able to do that tomorrow? When push comes to shove, will I be able to force my biggest smile?
And there it is, to be continued. There's more. And there's another episode after this.
Yes, I'm telling you, I told you this thing was meaty.
All right. Well, folks.
That's okay. So we got to get out of here. Next, tune in the next time we tune into voice acting, whether it be next week or Wednesday or whatever the case may be. We will enter the trial of Dhurke Sadmani from the High Court of Khura'in.
Yep. Trust us, folks. You're gonna want to you're gonna want to pack a lunch for that, and you want to bring snacks, because it's gonna be a big day.
Oh yeah.
And just strap in. I have no idea what we're in for. So, I am the Cannonball Alex Steele.
I am the Package Hater Steel.
We are the Steel Brothers,
and we are for real top guys out.
Ciao.
Adios, muchacho.